All right, all right. Damn it, 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late. Here's what it is. Let's just see how we're doing. Let's check and see. We got one, two, three. We're good on all three. Cool, 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 cool. Somebody asked a question I already know the answer to. That's are we live? Said are we live? Looks like we are. Vigilante wins here on the 167th episode of VW Casual. Not sure how long the stream will be. Had a pretty good turnout yesterday for kind of an impromptu Christmas stream. So I'm like, I'll stream again Friday. Plus, trying to reestablish Fridays and Sundays is the day to stream because that's what we've been doing back in the day. So gotta reestablish that habit for everybody, right? Myself included. So here we are. Shout out to Richard. I didn't tell him over stream. I was talking to him. I almost want to continue the conversation on stream. If he shows up, he shows up. Cause and I think at a certain point, we got to the point where I think we were having two different conversations. That happens. Hey, Sentient, Fizz, appreciate you guys being here. Obviously, Tom Jensen, howdy. Appreciate you guys being here. Tom was first. I forgot to say that. But thank you for being here. And so, I mean, this is not the exact conversation we're having, but the morality of, not the morality, but the blaming of the scam for being scammed. It started because there's a story, and I don't know the full details, but this guy who basically is claiming to be Noah. Yeah, Cincha does live in the future. He's a sophisticated European. Don't you know? In the future. And all that good stuff. Been playing Kenshi for the past 2 days. Have your robot character search for treasure. All right. That's dope. Dope. Appreciate you being here. Also, Small Time Republic. You're not small time to me. But anyways, this is guy in Africa. He's something Noah. And he convinced a bunch of people that the flood was coming. So they gave him money for the new ark. He bought a Benz, right? So it's a scam, religious scam. People get caught up in those. And I kind of compared it to Andrew Tate. I don't know if you guys remember when we did a whole expose on Andrew Tate a few years ago. He had, I guess the first level wasn't as bad. We had this multi-level paywall system. The first level taught you how to be taught you different revenue streams, but most of it was just copywriting. Which I don't even know if that's still a thing anymore in the AI era. But they had AI for that even back then. That's neither here nor there. That's probably what that fucking course told them. Shit. At any event, there was the second level where you could pay to go to the meetups and network, and that was definitely some sussery there. And so I compared it to that. Ponzi will be proud, yeah. Right? But how much blame do you give the scammed, the people who fall for it? If you guys remember, the guy in the Tate thing, after getting scammed, was still willing to, he said he would let his daughter marry Tate. So he was that much enamored. Normally I can respect the grift, but Tate takes it too far. I mean, he came up on the grift. He came up on the hustle. He had already hustled a lot of people by the time any of us knew his name. That was his whole thing. He was typing shit to get old men get off, to make old men get off in Chatterbait while girls, fondled themselves. And he was typing shit on their behalf to old men and lonely men. That's how he came up. That and scamming motherfuckers who thought that shit was cool. And that's why, if you remember, even motherfuckers that was in some of that club, some of them did some of the pimping shit too, where they would take girls. Because what he would do, he was like, oh, I'm a party, blah, 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 blah. Then, all right, hey, let's go on a trip. Let's go to Romania. And then all of a sudden you come to the place. Now, there's even some leeway, even though some of them were young, so that's a no-go. There's some leeway even with that, right? Not leeway, but just to say, hey, these were, for the most part, because again, they weren't all, adult women that could have left. Nobody put a gun in anyone's head. You know, as much as I'm shitting on Tate, I don't want to lie on him. No, as far as I know, no one put a gun on his head. Maybe the girls were a little rough with some of the other girls because they had the 2 female assistants, and apparently they were a little rough to some of the girls. But the Tates apparently didn't put their hands on them, but they did maybe use the girls as enforcers to scare the girls along. But women, I think, could have left if they wanted to. A lot of women got caught up in the life and caught up in I can make some money. So there is some culpability even then. But yeah, he did traffic teenagers. So that's why I don't want to. Some of the girls were teenagers. So that's why I don't want to say that. Some of the girls were adults, though. He was trafficking girls that were in their 20s. I would say a good portion of them were adults. But there were some teenagers. And he even admitted it. So, I mean, I'm not saying this. He said this. Hey, lovely Sherry. Appreciate you being here. So I don't want to totally, and yeah, thank you for the wishing me a good Christmas. It was a pretty good Christmas. The Lions imploded, but oh well. I'm going to hang out with my brother. Chilled out. See, I'm not trying to get Tate. I'm trying to be as fair both ways to Tate. Nexium was similar, yeah. You have a guy make the women control. That's actually a classic pimp move. Even think Ghislaine Maxwell. You know what I mean? You have a female madam as the head enforcer, as the head. And I mean, simply women will trust a woman first and deal with, tolerate it from a woman first. And then that also gives you the good cop, bad cop. She's the bad guy, and then you can come in and talk to her. Smooth talker. So there's different reasons for having that whole layer system. But in regards to Tate, we were really more talking about the digital shit. The less than the trafficking shit. And he may get off. I don't know. I'm not a fucking lawyer, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like he was completely innocent. Yep, Chloe was Smallville. Out of all people, was a lieutenant in that. It's funny because they got so much Smallville, like different podcasts and different actors. I think the guy who played Lex has like a podcast. Is it him? One of them do. And I don't think they ever talk about Nexium. Lana brought in Chloe. I didn't know that. I just knew. I never really looked into Nexium. I knew it was a Smallville, the girl from Smallville, and it was some celebrity females, and it got pretty fucked up. But the core thing that I wanted to explore, the reason I even rebrought it up for you guys, is how much blame do we give the victims of a scam? Or of a situation. I guess we can extend it to the trafficking situations. I hate to victim blame the trafficking stuff, especially the young girls. I'm not going to victim blame them, right? But then you see, if you're an adult and it's like, well, you could leave, you could get out of it. There is a little more blame to go there. But I didn't really want to consider that because that's such a dramatic thing, right? Trafficking. I really wanted to focus more on just little money scams, whether it's a religious scam, whether it's some of these culty. There's some culty like content creators. There was this lady. What the fuck was her name? She was like a lesbian, and she had all these different lesbians cutting themselves. It's really weird. Guy who ran next to him at first said it was a woman's help group. Also said he was a judo master. That was false. Sheesh. So, I mean, I don't really want to get into like cult leaders and traffickers. That's a step further, right? But basic scams. If you gave money to a dude because you thought he was Noah and that that another flood was coming, even though the Bible says specifically that it won't happen that way, and you gave money for art, or if you gave money to a scam, if you gave money to an e-thought, Cosmo, I don't even see him here. Why they the hell? How did they block you? I didn't even see your message. Yeah, here you are. What did you do to get blocked by the people? Appreciate you being here. Rob, a.k.a. Cosmo, a.k.a. Well, Rob Gardner, because there's another Robert. But AKA Cosmo, AKA oh my God, why did my brain go crazy? Wait down. No, you didn't show up. I had to switch to live chat to top chat. If I on top chat, you don't show up. I could screenshot the shit and show you. Like you're not on your regular. Well, Wait Down shows up. Rob Gardner does not. But I got if I switch to live, yeah. See, what is with all this shit? Listen, I haven't talked politics. I guess we do talk some conspiracy still, but like I don't even talk about a lot of this crazy shit for my channel to be keep getting fucked with. Right? I guess I am talking about Nexium cult and like fucking Andrew Tate being a cult leader and shit and being a pimp. But what the fuck? Why is my channel always fucked with? Hey Scrambles, congratulations! I saw that post. And hey Boosh, appreciate you being here. Tate brothers, they tried to get the girl they wanted to disassociate. Yeah, I'm sure they did. That's why I really don't want. Yeah, that's a little more in your face, right? So let's take the cult leaders, let's take the traffickers, let's take that shit out of it. But on the that's apparently once you get on the naughty list with YouTube, you never get off of. What in the fuck? It's already a thing where if I was one of the top things you viewed this year, it's not going to show me. If you're YouTube Wrapped or whatever they want to call it. If you look at, your top viewed channels, even if I actually was, it won't show me apparently. And it's like, bro, I have 8 people here, and I love you all. I do not have this big thing that you need to block. Pause. Like, there's no need for this. I'm not even talking on. I don't give a fuck about politics at this point. I don't give a fuck about. I say my controversial things from time to time on conspiracy. Hey, Forbidden Room. Not everyone's showing up. That's dope. Appreciate y'all being here. We actually kind of have a subject. And to simplify the question, maybe I should add as a poll. Well, nah, because it's not. I don't think it's just a simple yes or no. Wow. Last night on AJ, someone typed dildo to greet you, and it was review. It was helpful review. Wow, held for review. It's not even spelled dildo. It's DLDO, DLDO. But like, come on, man. This channel is your last. This channel is your last tentative connection to the fun. Is the fandom the fun? I haven't been around enough to know. I know they were calling it fellowship or some shit. Is that shit still a thing? Like I said, no disrespect. I just fell out of it. Though I do still have an interest in entertainment. I don't have an interest in politics. I still have an interest in entertainment. Still have an interest in art. Still have an interest in making creative things. Next year, still want to used to spell it, but they the official way, but they shadow banned it. Apparently, still shadow banned. Sheesh. I don't know how other way you could get across, but it's cool to see. It's always cool when Bush and Wait Down and and even Lovely Sherry, people who don't show up. Yeah, fellowship, another cult, but we're not trying to talk about cults, even though that's what it is. If so, I'll keep it to the Noah guy. How much blame do you think somebody deserves for falling for something that's obviously bullshit and obviously a scam that anyone with good sense can tell? How much blame do they deserve themselves? And that's I wish Richard was here because he's the one to start this conversation. Hopefully he'll show up. Could always just tell him on Instagram, but I don't know. It kind of feels like, you watch me stream, man. Like, okay, you don't have to watch it. If you don't want to, don't watch it. Please watch me stream, man. But the stream right now, man. You don't want to miss it. Like, you might miss it. You might want to miss it. I don't know what you got going on. Like this cult. Thank you. This is not a cult. Please don't worship me. Worship Jesus, or if you don't worship that, don't worship anything. If you don't believe in that, that's your business. Don't worship anything. Hey, Rashugo, you're the only one not modded, but I appreciate you being here. That was the argument that I was getting Leader Viz, tell us what to think. Think for yourselves. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to be modded. And I see you be streaming sometimes too. Am I following you? I saw you. Let me make sure I'm following you. I'm following you. I'm subscribed. Okay. When did you go live? Like a couple days ago? A few days ago? Last week? No, a couple hours ago. Shit. Oh, shit, you be streaming. Shit. So, yeah, shit, sub to my brother Rats. Wait, are you streaming now? No, you just went live. I was going to say, like, goddamn. So yeah, hey, what do I want you to do as a leader? Sub to Rats Chuco. Shit. Shave our heads and wait the next comment. No, sub to Rats Chuco. Sub to Rats Chuco. Sub to Fish Chozo. Sub to everybody who's got a channel going in the chat. Anybody who's doing content, sub to them. That's what I want you guys to do. Don't shave your head. Yeah, you streaming early. Yeah, he be Rats be streaming. Apparently, he be streaming. Of course, he don't always show me because I sub to you. And actually, subbing to you is a good way to never be seen. Don't sub to Sophie Rain. Appreciate you being here. We're talking. I extended, kind of revamped, but extended some of the conversation we were having about how much blame does somebody. Now I accidentally called now the chat's acting like a cult as a result. But yeah, thank you, Lovely Sherry, for putting Rats channel on there. Sub to Rats, and if Fizz is in here, sub to him too. Well, even if he isn't, because Fizz is the man. I know Fizz is always trying to get activity going on his channel as well. And anybody else that I can't think of, blame my head, not my heart. As far as sub to them, sub to Richard's Wattpad, sub to anyone's doing anything. Happy Boxing Day. Sub to if Zombie Man show up, sub to his music shit. Bro, see, this is what okay. Wait down. This is the whole point of the conversation. I'm trying to have enough morality not to build AI smut bots because it's the most obvious hustle that's coming. It's the most obvious use of AI. And I am trying my damnedest not to just stop being Vigilante Williamson and go all in on the AI smut bot apocalypse that's coming, because it's obvious, easy money to anyone who's willing to do it. That's really where this conversation is going. But I gotta have some. I'm trying to have some morality, right? I mentioned Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I'm trying to be moral, and I feel like AI smut bots are immoral, but they're not illegal. So, for me personally, Vigilante, I have to have some amount of remorse for the victims, no matter how stupid they fucking are, no matter how much they actually do deserve. If you believe some dumb bullshit and you get yourself scammed, I have to have some remorse. In the same way that Batman can't just kill the Joker. Why? Because if I lose that, I'm not coming back. I'm going all in on AI smut bots. I'm going to try to rip people off gambling. I will find every legal way I can to rip people off, because I need that little bit of moral compass. And so that's why I have to still blame the bad guy, even if he did some obvious shit that you should have saw a million miles away, because the numbers game. There are people who are just fucking stupid. There's 8 billion motherfuckers, and a lot of them, don't know their hole in the wall from their asshole. So to take advantage of them has to be wrong in my mind, or it's AI smut bot time. That's my actual issue. That's where this conversation actually ends. I have to give them some remorse, even if they're fucking retarded, because Matt Barnes spent $61K on some AI hoes. He's just one dude. There's millions of lonely dudes who are willing to throw their money at bitches. Hence, OnlyFans existence. Yes, it gets overrated for the CIA. Yes, some of these bitches making millions of dollars, probably not making millions, but there's something to it. Just like there was something to Chatterbait and something to whatever fucking stupid thing that comes along when it comes to Prime. So AI Prime, that's going to be the big wave. And getting in on that seems like the easiest fucking money you can make right now. It's the AI can't do shit. For real, for real. Except make shitty memes, shitty videos. Those shitty fucking fake Pixar trailers. It can't really do shit right now. But it can make hoes. And there's enough people, there's enough desperate simps to throw money at hoes. And it's easy money. And if you guys have a different moral structure than me, by all means, I'm no judgment. Make the money now. That's where the money is. Just like everything else, the method will be patched eventually. But that's the money. That's where the money is. It's easy money. Easy money. All right, I've ranted. Hey, Brandon Holland. And I don't know the origin of Boxing Day. See? Wake Down's already making money at it. Within a year, you're going to quit his job. This is what I'm talking about. It's the easiest money you can make. So, thank you, Lovely Sherry, for posting Fizz. It's same here. I'm not sure to what. Oh, it's completely immoral. I feel like trash making them, but I appreciate having to work less. I need that to answer that question. I don't have a huge amount of sympathy for guys forking money over online. See, that's the thing. That's why I have to have some sympathy for these idiots, so I can keep myself morally in check, and some vitriol towards the scammers. I want to call them entrepreneurs. That's that. I'm not perfect. I want to, they're just entrepreneurs using the system to their advantage. Make money. Capitalism, baby. Gordon Gekko, 2028. I want to do that. That's what I want to do. And thank you, Lovely Sherry, I appreciate it. Minding for the people. Legality don't mean shit, yeah. If you're getting money from these minded governments, you're morally bankrupt, tired, and sheep. Fair enough. He lonely enough. Okay, lonely as a euphemism for being a fucking hornball. For being a fucking king of gooner. For being a goonie loser. Yeah, I can make a better script than Adam Silver for sure. Adam Silver might be AI facts. Some families fight on Christmas. But you can't fight on Christmas, so on the 26th we box. Is that really where they came with? I thought it was some shit like people taking back gifts on Christmas on that day after, and so they called it Boxing Day. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna make an AI robot. They're making fake robot babies, and then charge the subscribers child support. Facts. Super Grok carries the burden of the work, worth the $30 a month. It's the easiest investment return on investment. It just seems so easy. And again, the method has not been patched. And by method patched, that doesn't always mean they stopped at legality. Look at something like drop shipping. If 10 years ago you were drop shipping, you were on top of the world 10 years and back. The past 5 years, 7 years even, and back, you were trying to do something a bunch of people were trying to do, right? So, look at streaming, right? If you had started streaming 10 years ago, you were on top. If you were dumb enough to do when I started and then talk about some of the subjects I talked about, you're cursed. But I see channels with even more cursed than me, so I can't even say shit. So I need that. That's what it's really about. I'm trying to be remorseful so I don't make AI smut. It's so easy. It's like the easiest money. And you really don't have to lie. You don't have to lie and say a lot of these motherfuckers will pay. Yeah, I know I'm paying for AI. For real, bro. The devil's testing you for real. This is real life, bro. For real. Because it's like, because I'll play this clip again. The people are retarded. The people are retarded. The people are already marrying AIs anyway. Why not show them what they want? Now, I'm not going to do the kids and shit because there's people doing that shit. That's demonic. That's too much. But just bitches? You want a triple BBL AI bitch to tell you that she loves you and that she likes whatever the fuck you're into? I don't know. I was going to say Pokemon, but I don't shit on Pokemon. Pokemon's cool, right? Did you for real? Is that for real? You should release it if you did. Look, even if it's just a level, like put that shit out. Made a Brandon Holiday made a Mario game. Yeah, I don't want to shit on. I don't want to shit on Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or it. I don't want to shit on nobody's fandom, right? Shit, or wrestling or comics, whatever. Um, Pokemon the True Pipeline, is that a thing? But yeah, Brandon Howland said he made a game where instead of picking up mushrooms to power up, he grabs blue chews. You should make that game if you haven't. If you're just joking, do it. Grok then makes the videos that accompany the bot. You download them, re-upload them. See, that just seems so easy. It seems so easy. Do you put like do you like, when you say you re-upload them and the neckbeards pay the chat? See, I almost want to say email me the whole, the different sites you use, and let me know the full game on what sites to do. And then Blue Chews are they're basically Viagra, but I think they're chewable, and they keep marketing through the internet. There's an anime to Rule 34 pipeline that's not even a pipeline. It's just like a door next to another door. Like the anime to Rule 34 pipeline is like, it's just the next room over. Yeah, basically, they're chewable Viagra, and they use the internet to market. So yeah, and there's different brands, but whatever. Blade Runner is terrible in the future. You could look just like Ryan Gosling and still have to settle for an AI girlfriend. Oh, yeah, that's true. But at least that's all that cool synth music. At least that's around. See, I gotta have remorse for the idiots, man. I'm not gonna do it unless you already emailed. Then I may have to look at the email, right? I gotta at least consider it, right? And I'm trying to buy a house. Most creators of anime also make Prime. It's so easy. The money seems so easy. I mean, what a side hustle. Most modern anime is Prime. You facts. I'm saying Prime, like this channel ain't cursed porn. Like this channel cursed the shit. Like the shit I say matters. This channel cursed the shit. He's a clanker. Just keep it to his race. Fair enough. Got to figure out how to talk. Now that you're on Twitter, I'm on InstaScam. Censor. Yeah, I am. I don't know why I'm censoring myself now. I have no fucking clue. There's no fucking reason to censor myself. I'm just in the habit because that's what YouTubers taught themselves. Well, don't say COVID. Gotta say cool. Gotta say this. Fuck that. It doesn't. They didn't fucking curse my fucking channel anyway. The whole point is at least I have some shit to talk to and talk to motherfuckers. Out in SEA. Thought you were in Cambodia, unless that stands for like something in Cambodian. But you can't get Viagra. I take the Dollar General Ziagra. Oh hell no. I've never taken dick pills, and I never will. I'll just not get it up. I don't give a fuck, man. Pause. If it comes to that, I'm just not gonna do it. Out of pride, fuck it. And yeah, I don't really need no. I haven't. I'm not that old. At least not yet. Am I gonna watch? Probably. I got to root for something because the Lions are out, so I'm rooting for the Texans. Maybe half. Hey, no disrespect. It is what it is. We all getting old. We all getting up there. You gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. Jim can fluff it. Jim is not a person. It's a place. Obviously, the gymnasium. Again, the last anime with a target audience younger than 14 came out 3 to 5 years ago, and it's still sexual, somewhat sexual. Rich women taught me they work. Let's see. But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch Texans and Chargers. I'm rooting for the Texans. I'm rooting for the. I don't mind that the Lions are missing the playoffs because I think that'll help us. Sometimes you need that step back to correct the issues that are going to stop you from stepping forward, and that's fine if that's what this season is. We saw the last championship team, the Eagles, have to deal with it. Right now, that's where the Chiefs are. Patriots had to deal with it. Had a 10-year gap between winning titles. We obviously didn't win the title. Haven't won the title. Southeast Asia. Like the sea. Like Seattle? Or the sea. Like under the sea. I see. See, I'm not up on the shit. Damn, I put apparently a lot of people not with the Finbots. Only show 4 people. That's kind of how I feel, Richard. I need a pill. I'm just, oh well. I'm just stop putting out. What else I'm gonna do? That's what I would be worried about. All them gas station honey packs and all this shit motherfuckers do. That's probably what took Kevin Samuels. It wasn't just them Red Bulls. He probably was off a honey pack and some other shit. Cause that's how that shit even got invented. If you got for the OGs that remember when dick pills got introduced back in the 90s, they were invented for like as like a heart drug, as a blood flow drug. Cause that's what it really does. It improves your blood flow and improves blood flow obviously to that region. So it started out as a heart thing. And that's why people do link, all jokes aside, that's why people who have difficulties with that, they often, suggest you get your heart checked out because usually it's a canary in a coal mine situation that you may have a heart issue if you're having issues with your stuff. Initially, well, now we're in this area where people are just taking dick pills just because it's Tuesday and they want to impress the girl they're with, right? So, yeah, Richard, you're a high slider dude. You look like the Weeknd. I'm sure you do okay, right? So you say that to you on your third 20-something of the day. Goodness, weight down? Sitting there, you going to have, don't you already got a kid out there? You about to just repopulate out there? Goddamn. Calm down, my guy. You living like, what's the dude, Tyreek Hill or NBA Youngboy, one of them out there? Yeah, because you already got, don't you already got a litter of kids here? Living like Nick Cannon. Damn. Chill. Like, fuck. Shit, you got 3. Okay. I thought you had more, and then you had another one. I thought you was more than that. Cause I'm finna say, God damn, they go just like Genghis Khan, like, yeah, the future, half of Southeast Asia genealogy goes back to this weight down guy. This Rob guy from back in the 2020s. just with NBA Youngboy on Southeast Asia. And I know you say South. Are you traveling from other countries, not just Cambodia? Are you moving around? Yeah, living like more baby oil than Diddy. What's going on out there? Just freak. Are you turning? For you to use Southeast Asia, more than likely you moving around. You ain't just in Cambodia. Yeah. What the fuck? It's a freak off out there. It's a freak show. Shout out to Scott Steiner. Started a new job. Now I do practically nothing, make tons of money, have tons of free time. You're building an army. Shout out to you. If you could do it, do it. Fuck. You get one chance in this life. That's what I'm saying. Privates and rights money, green cards for snatching shit. Who knows? Who knows what the hustle is, man? Still time for more. Brandon Hollifield attack. Hey, if that's what y'all doing, that's y'all business. That's y'all life. The coochie snatcher, just out there, just goodness gracious. Really out there like the Predator. God damn, bro. Yeah, we only got 3 people. I don't know what it is. I had 10 people. Everybody was, hey. Motherfuckers left. AI chat hoes and repopulation. And it's like, man, it's time to get the fuck up out of here. Vacation around, fair enough. Sand Bunny guys, this is straight as falling off to mess land. See, this is how you just say fuck it. Time for the AI bitches. Time to buy a mansion in Bugatti. I don't know if I can get that much money. I don't know if I got the hustle to get that much money. But to get extra loot, to like I said, I want to buy a house in the next year to help that along. Maybe. Any worse, they gonna send Martin Sheen on the boat after you. Shit. Get all the rights you want going for the sand. Fair enough. Hey everyone. Hey, everyone's still here. Thanks. So yeah, a lot of people. I Lovely Sherry was mine. I was afraid I scared her off. And Boosh did. I don't know if he's still here. Hopefully he's still here. But see, like he walked in and walked out like Grandpa and Simpsons. All these countries are pretty much the same. Chill vibe, nice people. Everything's super cheap. Yeah, that's a good point, Rowan. That's why a lot of people are feeling settle with some 400 body pop skank with a standard or question mark. No, not Hillary Clinton. No. Infinite sandbox. That's not what he meant. Oh. But yeah, shout out to y'all who's sticking around. Can get the Indian shit box. No. Shout out to the what do you call them, the Jeets? That sounds mean. I'm trying not to be mean. 2s to around 8s. Running around with standards. What choice is there? Well, a lot of people say there's not much choice. Oh, I did see. I don't know why. Stories just popped because I moved my mouse. It says no Jeets Essential. For the sports guy, because Brandon's still here. I did see that fucking the Raiders are not going to play Max Crosby, so he just left. That doesn't seem good. Looks like they're tanking, which I kind of want the Lions to tank. I don't want the Lions to play their starters in this last game. It's meaningless. There's no point. Bitches that look like 2s, 2X. That's what I thought you meant. Sorry if I said something different. But honestly, I don't want the Lions to play their starters. There's no point. There's no point in someone getting hurt at the end of the year and then being hurt throughout the whole next year. Just like, fuck it. Because that's just, how about not doing that? That's what happened. Speaking of, that's what happened to Tank Dell. He got hurt toward the end of the year. It was a game 16, and he's still not back next year. Yeah, they wouldn't let him practice. That was crazy. I'm like, golly. But I mean, I feel like that. You wonder if he's going to ask for a trade type shit. That will be interesting. And as a Lions fan, trading for him definitely makes a lot more sense. Nah, I mean, our secondary, what's his name, Muhammad? He got some sacks for us this year. If you look at his sack totals, I think he got like 10 or 11 sacks. So it's not like he didn't have a good year, but we have so much at need. I really don't want to trade the draft picks. I think we need those draft picks to build, but depending on what it will take, because Crosby is a little older. Like if it's just like a second rounder or some shit, man, we gotta do it. That'd be another thing. Paying Hutch and Crosby. We got enough trouble paying Sack. Yeah, we have enough trouble paying the guys we have because we either gave a contract to Amon-Ra, to Jared Goof, to I think one of the safeties, and to Hutch, and to Jameson Williams, and to Panay. So I think somebody said most of our cap is in between 9 people. So we're already kind of in a situation. Somebody's going to have to take some restructuring. And that's why even Goff might be on the table, depending if, But despite his numbers and perception of Goff, don't nobody want Jared Goff. Well, Trey, everyone, we're not that far from that, man. We're not that far. Well, wait now. Good news. They are again. This 2-year aberration is over. Just like, it's gone. Just like fucking woke comics. Well, shitty comics still get made, but I don't think they make intentionally obtuse, poorly drawn. Y'all remember that fucking Captain Marvel? Let me see if I can find ugly Captain Marvel. I think some of y'all must have forgot what 2020 was like. Yo. Y'all must have forgot. Let me see. Oh, shit. Yeah, here we go. Because y'all think, oh, it's woke shit. Shit is woke. No. Do y'all remember this? Pepperidge Farms remembers this. Whoo, this was an intentionally drawn, released by Marvel panel. They released this shit to the people. Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. So yeah, I must have forgot how bad it gotten. Who that look? I don't know who that fuck that was. Yes, he's a 70 million cap hit next year. I thought it was this year when that crazy cap hit. Steelers won't fire Tomlin. I think that whole division needs to get fired. Tomlin, Harbaugh, Stefanski, and Zach Taylor. And the only one who may survive is Zach Taylor. Because they'll say, only quarterback gets hurt, even though he keeps getting hurt. He keeps getting hurt. And actually, I heard somebody make that as a good point because some people are saying maybe trade Goff for Burrow. Do it again. Do it twice. But I'm like, you know what? Burrow gets hurt. Goff offensive line is just as shitty. At least this year he's been just as shitty. He's just he didn't get hurt. Burrow be getting hurt as good as he is, and he's better than Goff, but he also gets hurt. And I don't hate Goff. Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, that was some crazy shit. Can't forget shit I never knew. I'm surprised y'all don't remember that. I used to keep spamming that damn panel. Remember when Star Wars was cool? There's a lot of shit that changed. And so we had this blip of the Lions being good. The Lions were one half away from going to the Super Bowl. They fucked it up. I'm hoping they can come. If next year they're not good, they got to blow everything up. They got to trade everything that they got pinned down. They got to restart all over again. That's how real it is. Because part of it is because of Goff anyway. Because he's 30, 31. And at a certain point, it's like, though he's not the issue, he's not the reason we're not making the playoffs, he's still going to be a top 10 quarterback by yards, percentage, and touchdowns. Even touchdown to pick ratio, despite how bad yesterday's game was. It's like, we know he's not real. We've all known he's not really the guy. But the idea was, Joe Flacco could be the guy, right? Fucking Nick Foles can be the guy. If you got the best team at the right moment, you can win it all. That's it, period. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning was only the guy twice, and both years he played terrible. You know what I'm saying? So winning a Super Bowl and having that we got this idea of a Super Bowl winning quarterback because of Brady, but a lot of times it's just having the best team at the right moment. So we thought we had enough talent that it didn't matter, but now it looks like we're in the opposite situation. So yeah, we suck again. Long story short, that blip of the Lions being good the past few years, it's over. Oh yeah, put your Owl Man in the chat. Shout out to Owl Man. Yeah, you got a link, or if you can link it to me through Instagram or something, I'll show you that. Show the people that. You see the Rams trading for Burrow. Them doing it again, maybe. Said wouldn't. Did forget. Nah, I can't unsee that shit again. Yeah. You wouldn't what? You wouldn't trade? What do you think about firing Tomlin? I used to defend Tomlin. Now I understand it, man, because if you're not winning championships and you're just fucking around. But there's also some argument that you got to put some of this blame on the GMs that they've had. He's only had one quarterback his whole career, and even when that guy was out of his prime, they kept him, and they have never really given Tomlin a good quarterback his entire time there. So as much people say, oh, he never did it, he's only had one good quarterback the entire time there. And I would always argue, even though Ben, he can put up some good numbers, I don't think that Ben Roethlisberger was at the level of a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or even at different times, as much as I didn't like him, a Matt Ryan even. He can put up numbers. He can do the little scrambling thing, but I don't think Ben was perfect as a QB either. He can throw picks. He can throw some picks. So Lamar Jackson to the Raiders, maybe. Didn't understand the Ravens benching Derrick Henry. I thought that was a Vegas call, small time. I didn't understand it either. Because, I don't understand. And I know unless the thought was you're scared of his fumbling. Don't care about those brand names. I watch stuff that looks interesting. Fair enough. Let Denzel Washington yell at the T. That works in movies. I don't know if that works in real life. Even though they are already paid, the following year's cap hits are still small. I don't understand everything about the cap and how those cap hits work. I know some, like, if it's a bonus, it hits less. I'm not sure. They might let Taylor Swift do it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them because the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. Mahomes ended up tearing his, was it Achilles or ACL or both? So it'd be a miracle for him to play next year. A lot of people think Mr. Taylor Swift is going to retire because there's nothing else to play for, and that that the Chiefs are going to have to rebuild. I am a little bit surprised that last year they didn't do what I thought they would do, which was have him propose on the 50-yard line after they win, until you realize all the money that came in was on Kansas City. Hence why I think Philly won. So you would fire Tomlin. I would too. I used to say he needs to go to Jacksonville, fix them, but Liam Cohen has gotten there first and has already done so. Sent? Okay, I'll check. I'm gonna check the scam. But that's what I used to say. So I guess he can go. And I used to say maybe or Carolina, but again, somebody that already went there and fixed it. Oh, this shit do look cold. This shit look way colder. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, this is objectively way better looking than the shit we just saw. Like, undeniably much more, much better. That shit do look cool, bro. Shout out to Owl, man. Shout out to the Owl, a.k.a. Drake, apparently. Somebody called him. But yeah, that shit do look pretty cold. I don't think I've seen that color scheme with it. That shit look cold, bro. But, yes, there's your palate cleanser. Let me go more on the palate cleanser because I showed y'all that demon a lot longer. Let me show y'all more of the palate cleanser. That shit do look cold. And check out his Owl Man. He's one of the top comic writers on Wattpad. Been grinding all year. So there you go. It's an unfinished cell shaded. Fair enough. He's questionable next season, yeah. Oh, Wooden was to the ugly Captain Marvel. Fair enough. No, you talking about Roethlisberger? No, but they did let him play, but he's since retired. Circuses are fake and gay, and the bread's expensive and still. That's not. Oh, jeez. And of course, we got a check in from Diddy. Diddy did it, and then apparently 50 Cent mad that Diddy hit it, according to his ex baby mama or some shit. we're talking about eating the bug. Spotrac. What's Spotrac? It's just wrong. Yeah, I think the Ravens probably. A lot of teams need to blow it. Like I said, the Lions are 1 year from blowing this whole thing up. And I wouldn't blow everything up. I would keep Penei Sewell. He might be the only player. But I would keep Penei Sewell and I would keep Aiden Hutchinson, and I would trade everyone else, including the receivers, including Jahmyr Gibbs. Even he's a running back, man. They got only so much value. Including the quarterback, including the safety, anything that you can give us draft picks and value for. If we can't, next year's our year. We know what the fuck we need. We need help at offensive line. We need help at defensive line. We did try to draft a D lineman, to be fair, but we need draft picks that work, motherfucker. I'm so sick of draft picks that don't make sense. And Brad Holmes, listen, we drafted Isaac Tesla, who seems like he is a good receiver, but we only managed to throw to him 17 times the whole fucking year. And it's like, well, in that third round, you could have drafted. That could have been another offensive lineman. And Isaac Tesla could have went to somebody's team and been Rookie of the Year or a candidate. But instead, he's wasted on our roster, and we have a hole. That doesn't make sense. That's being a bad fucking GM. And then our fucking coach, brother, take the fucking point sometimes. I'm not saying you should. And then late in the game, when you think he's going to go for it, then he finally takes the points. After this whole fucking year of going for it all the time, when you really should go for it, he didn't. Oh, just kick the field goal. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, man, maybe you were retarded and Ben Johnson was the guy. Maybe everyone was right and Ben Johnson was the guy and you don't know shit about shit and all you do is motivationally speak and talk shit and cry. But we need better from you. And the play calling, he took charge of the play calling. And listen, technically the Lions, again, are one of the best offenses in the league, but it definitely doesn't fucking look like it. With all these picks, all these stupid runs right into the fucking pack, not using Jahmyr Gibbs on the edge. I could go all day. So anyways, Lions know what they need. Next year is you got the offseason to improve. We saw the Patriots improve. We saw Jacksonville improve. We saw all these other teams improve. You can improve. And if you don't, we really got to think about rebuilding. Because if we are going to ever trade a guy like Jared Goff, we got to trade him when he still has some value. So that contract, which he signed for that contract, and I don't think you need to give Jared Goff that much money for him to re-sign, but you did. They better fix this shit. That's all I got to say. They better fix this shit. And we might already be at that reality as far as eating these bugs. They put so much shit in our food. We're trying to do research on story bread versus modern. You might be already eating Z bugs. There's plenty of. Oh man, I'm way behind. So let me try to catch up. Plenty of recipe books from a couple hundred years ago in the American West. Problem isn't figuring out what they did. Problem is figuring out ingredients that aren't pre-poisoned. Yeah, Commanders fans are telling you Tunsil is a top 3 tackle. He should get an extension if that's what they want to do. Honestly, the offensive line, which your line ain't perfect, but it looks better than it did last year without Tunsil. A little addition by subtraction. I don't know, man. And then y'all got Ursary, which I think, is Ursary hurt? I don't know. Had to stop eating beef because all the beef comes from Australia, and they vaxxed the cows. Damn. And against unfinished cell-shaded Owlman. Shout out to Owlman. It said you can't make the old bread because the nutrient-dense wheat doesn't exist anymore. Gee, she had the GMO crops. And, yeah, 50 Cent is the one who wrote that verse. He's been shitting on Diddy his entire life. I remember I was listening to one of his, like, books, and he has this section like, anyone, he was trying to make the point of persistence, but you could tell he also had his humor with it. And it was like anyone would have, look at Sean Combs. He's persevered through so much. One of his first parties that he threw back in the early 90s ended with multiple people being murdered, or not murdered, they got trampled. That would have stopped anybody, but not Sean. Then, his best rapper got killed mysteriously. That would have stopped anyone, not Sean. Then it was given all these situations and the soft implications that maybe he had some complicity in these situations, but they didn't stop him. It was funny how he did it, and he's always had this thing about Sean Combs. The popular thing is that it's his baby mama, who I guess was also dealing with Sean Combs, which may or may not be true. My theory is he got diddled. My theory is if you want to get on that stage, somebody's going to have to touch you. And maybe Sean, even though you would think it would be Dre or M, and maybe it was also, or Jimmy Iovine. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I wasn't there. I'm not trying to say that these are true or I know this for fact. But to have this much vitriol seems like a little bit more than just a girl. Maybe it is just a girl. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe, in order for, that Go Shorty to go multinational, maybe he had to slide in the baby oil. I don't know. Cosmo, the only way is go to the source, small farmers. That cost money, and they try to put small farmers out of business. Don't you know they two things they do? One, they copyright, which I didn't even think, and I don't even think should be legal, right? But they copyright different crops and different seeds, and then they force you to buy from them. So you have to buy their seeds. The different credit scams they run with equipment. It's a whole scam. They're scamming the farmers. Now, if you play ball, there's money to be made. But if you try to be an independent small farmer, they make it a lot harder for that to happen. Difficult in places like this because imports are the only option I see. Yeah, I think that whole division is cursed. Browns, Steelers, and Ravens, Bengals all need to blow it up and rebuild. I agree. Like I said, Lions we get the chance to retool, and then maybe we get another couple years. We have to, if we don't make the playoffs next year, blow it all up. If we can at least win a playoff game next year, we get another year to retool. If we cannot do that, we should probably blow it up. And then even with that, if in the next 2 or 3 years we're not competing for a Super Bowl, we should blow it all up. And we should identify it while we still have assets to blow it up. Because the NFL, you have to trade those assets for draft picks. You can't really, you can tank, but you can only tank so much because you might draft Trey Lance number 4 overall. You might draft Jamarcus Russell number 1 overall. Those top 10 or you might draft Joe Burrow. You might draft the guy. At the end of the day, Tom Brady was a 7th round pick. You're in the NFL, you gotta make good 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round picks. You have to draft players in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds who are going to play on your team and provide production. There's no way around it. You can't just, we got the number 1 pick. We drafted one good player and shit it on the whole rest of the draft. Then your team's going to be shitty still. You gain nothing. I like that dark color. I don't know. You should do whatever you want. There's different versions that I've liked as well. But that dark color, I don't know why. The dark and then the blue stand out because of the dark blue. So I thought that was pretty dope. Yeah, it sucks. Still have it here as we price. If I buy a Target, yeah, well, exactly. If I buy a Target and only shoot it 17 times a year, is it the dummy's fault? No, it's not. Well, which one is the dummy? You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly. Let's see. Has to dump this house for new taxes going into effect. All property tax increasing 20% next year. God damn. Good luck. Consider packing up the new fam. Coming out somewhere over there. Really? Cotton's lurking. Appreciate it. Rivers being able to adjust the game. A lot of people think that's an indictment on the modern quarterback. I think it's an indictment on the development of the modern quarterback. And I think certain things people say are not true. Like when I watch, a lot of people are talking about you have to throw with anticipation. I'm not saying you don't, but when I watch Drake May play, because he's tall enough to read over the defense and he can make any throw. If you watch him, he's reading the defense in a more traditional way than most other quarterbacks. He's looking and waiting till somebody breaks open, then he throws. This idea that you should throw before the break, a lot of smaller quarterbacks like a Brock Purdy, like a Bryce Young, Tua, we got all these small quarterbacks, Kyler Murray, that are 6 feet or under. Even Caleb, I don't know if he might be 6 feet. Caleb can make throws, though. He got a cannon. But he only got so much height, and I think that's part of the issue is the height. Phil Rivers, for what he is still a tall dude, and he can still make every read. He can still see the defense. And another thing that a lot of people talk about is calling the defense out and making audibles. You don't see audibles nearly as much from the modern quarterbacks. They just run the play. And older quarterbacks did change the play a lot more, and I think that's a huge thing. It's changing the plays instead of just running whatever they vanilla call. Because these offensive coordinators, a lot of them are getting paid for nothing, man. They're not smart. Like, shout out to the dude in Atlanta who wants to run everything from the pistol, even though it doesn't work. He's just a fucking idiot. Like, there's just so many. There's just so much stupid going on with some of these coordinators. Got to be careful. We're still in the EU, though. We're fucked long term, plus the prices went wild last 3 years, as they have everywhere, unfortunately. And, yeah, Wakedown's correct. That is how they force you into the pods. You were talking about the taxes, but both the cost of living and the excess taxing. Yeah, they don't have to take it. They just price you out of it. Now I know Pittsburgh is getting $30 billion to install these AI data centers. Jesus Christ. Fucking crazy. Well, at least you're not giving $2 billion to a football team to move there. Actually, no, y'all do got some crazy tax situations. You told me we're all fucked on a long enough time scale unless enough people wake up in time. I don't think enough people waking up in time. I think enough people are woke, but I mean, what are they going to do? Most of us know that this shit is a scam, but what's the consequence? What consequence can we collectively provide if we're this divided about bullshit? First, we had to have metal put in his thumb. Oh, yeah, I know he had something going on. Jesus. He could play with a club, but I don't know if that's the best thing. You need to find housing outside the sanctuary city limits. Good luck. Well, so that's the thing. What are the numbers that matter? Yes, a lot of people are not going to wake up, but I think, enough people know taxes are a scam. The job market is a scam, especially younger people. They know certain things are a scam. We all know the AI market's a scam. Anyone who pays attention to that, the stock market itself is a scam. It's inflated. The dollar is a scam. The concept of fiat currency is a scam. Okay, a lot of those things have become way more common knowledge than they were 10 years ago when I was learning about this shit. I would say to the tune of millions of more people know. So what? That's always been the gimmick. So what? What are you gonna do about it? You're gonna really not pay taxes? I've even seen people say that. Hey, claim exempt. Don't pay taxes. Okay. You gonna really? If 8 million of it do it, we'll just prosecute you all, or we'll just put it all. We'll just penalize you. Most of you are gonna pony up. If 300 million of you, yeah, but 300 million ain't gonna do it. And I would say, how many millions of people are woke to the point of doing something? Let's just say America, it wouldn't shock me if there were 20 million people. Which is, if 20 million people bought an album, it was like Thriller. You know what I'm saying? 20 million is a lot. It may be to the tune. Let's say 20 million people in America have enough, maybe not completely woken up, but are woken up enough to say, you know what, I want to fight the system. What would they do? And again, I'm way behind. Let me try to catch up. Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Rockefeller Records. Diddy got off because of SDNY? What's SDNY? I'm lost. That clip of 50 from the Colbert that's been going around is pretty funny. Oh, I remember that, buying the first 4 rows of Ja Rule's show. He asked him to say something nice about him. He's like, he's alive. Yeah, Chappelle, Cat, Chris Rock. A lot of people have talked about it. You want to get your name in lights, gotta do weird shit. Copywriting seeds is not legal here, at least not yet. They're trying to undercut local farmers with stuff from South America and shit like that. I see. But yeah, you can copyright seeds, force them to do it. Jamie Foxx getting hunted down because he didn't want to play his game. Drafts build dynasties, exactly. I am not going to start streaming in a dress or have a white woman co-host. Put on a dress, get a sitcom by next Christmas. No, sirree, not me. Now, will I do the AI Hobot? I'm trying. I hope not. Just like when you marry a snow monkey. Come on, don't let those Jeets in Black Twitter disrespect white people like that. Come on. If you make one your co-hosts, she do the same to both. Fuck you to take everything. Jesus Christ. IDK, the mayor got authority to increase taxes without a proposition vote on the ballot. What the fuck? Haven't heard about the Jamie Foxx thing. I know there was something weird with Jamie Foxx. He had a health issue, and a lot of people still think it might have been a jab. And then he said that he might. Did he say he got poisoned by Diddy? Or that was a rumor too? I don't know. I know he had something. Yeah, he had a hospital. He was hospitalized for a while back. He quit acting. Somebody tried to knock him. Yeah, that's another thing. There was the movie. What's it called? I think it's They Clone Tyrone. I don't know if he actually finished it. I don't know if he actually finished it. I think he walked away from it. And then he had his health thing. I don't know the exact details, but there was something there. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to everybody who's red pilled, I guess. Vote Wake to the Bush and not vote Republican. Yeah, that's y'all business. Southern District of the New York Courts. Okay, thank you, SDNY. I in that trial, nothing came out, right? All there was is he was mean to Cassie. He ordered some prostitutes and he had freaky parties. Before that trial, there were things alleged about a Justin Bieber, even alleged about a younger Usher. There were things alleged about a random 13-year-old in the year 2000 going to different parties surrounding the VMAs. There were all these other rumors of things around Puffy, but none of it came as far as dealing with the youth, we'll call it. Why am I still co-working? Why am I still doing codes? Of him being a fucking child rapist. Shit. There was evidence of that shit, and other people are involved. Allegedly, Jay-Z was involved. But none of that shit came out about them raping kids. So, it was all about Cassie and baby oil, and no powerful person got even questioned on it. Nothing. Yeah, Jeremy Renner did have a snowblower? I thought it was like an ATV. Carl Winslow was at the Diddy parties. You know what? I heard Carl Winslow was wasn't as much of a fan of women as he is of men. I have heard that about Carl Winslow in general. So, it was an industrial snowblower. Thank you. So, I was wrong. For some reason, I thought it was like an ATV or something. SDNY, the courts, they changed the law, convicted Trump, and then changed the law back. Well, Trump, y'all know what I think of Trump. He's just another character in the play. It was the type of snowblower that was on tripod tracks. So it was so it was something big. Oh, Clive and Scooter protected him because they didn't want their shit to come out. They didn't want. That's why they always. If there's a pattern to be noticed, whether it's the NBA and their gambling scandal, whether it's Epstein, whether it's Weinstein, whether it's Diddy, not that pattern. Jesus Christ. It's that they will have one person go be a patsy and they'll say that's it. They never want the whole rabbit hole to come out. They never want you to know this is an institutionalized thing. They never want you to know hey, it's not just Weinstein and Epstein and Diddy, or even in the case of the gambler. I got the short, and I took the clip from a Netflix movie of all places. That, what was it, 50 of the 60 refs they interviewed, something like that, admitted to gambling, but only the one guy got convicted, and they didn't really even convict him, and that the NBA helped shut down the investigation into gambling, and that the NBA commissioner at the time, David Stern, was powerful enough to just shut down the investigation. Let me see if I can find that short. Since I used to talk about it, and I got a clip for the movie. Now I just gotta check on my channel. Let me see if I can find it. You got all these fucking memes, my music to go through. Oh jeez, it's taking forever for these shorts. Holy shit. I guess I'll check. Nobody is the AI mod stopped somebody on Kick. Thank you, I guess. Hey, the question. Hello. Vic Sage, the question. I'm not sure if that's a current message. I guess 12:53. So you said this an hour ago. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, question. No. A simul stream to YouTube. And I rarely check the Twitch because it's usually just a bot. So if you're still there, question, thank you for watching. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm now looking at my shorts. Pause. I think I've reposted it fairly recently. I haven't posted as many. Goodness. Oh, here we go. Reminder for those needed. It's October, sheesh.
Was Phil working for the NBA? He wasn't working for the government because why didn't they go after everybody else? 60 NBA referees were fucking questioned on gambling. 45 admitted to yes.
Stern offered him a job in the course of the investigation. Is that true?
Stern pulls me aside. He says, I could use people like you.
Was Phil working for the NBA? He wasn't working for the government because why didn't they go after everybody else? 60 NBA referees were fucking questioned on gambling. 45 admitted to yes.
52.
Stern offered him a job in the course of the investigation. Is that true?
Stern pulls me aside. He says, I could use people like you.
I double played it. So 60 referees were questioned. 52. He remembered 45. The actual number was 52. Said that they gamble. You only heard about one guy. Everybody kept that quiet. The media kept that quiet. Everybody kept that quiet. So that's the pattern I'm talking about. I wasn't talking about any other patterns or any, nothing else. Everything's a coincidence. But yeah, let's see. Laws were changed for mortgage fraud laws, made felony charges. Washington, D.C. absolutely is the WWE. They're reading in scripts. Even when they go to prison, they don't go to prisons like we do. It's a play. Appeals court overturn all 34 charges as intended. Nullified $500 million. So it's just a distraction, man. I agree with that. Again, we're not talking about those coincidences. Fred Hollow. I don't know why, because it doesn't matter because my channel's fucked anyway. But I have noticed a coincidence about every NBA commissioner. In fact, I noticed that same coincidence about a lot of powerful positions in entertainment, media, and politics. All that is to get you to love Trump more. All the Trump attacks is to Streisand effect. Just like when he was talking about what's the guy Mandami? That was the Streisand effect him. That was what that point was. They wanted to Streisand affect you into liking XY politicians. So they attacked Trump. So they intentionally Streisand affect you. That's the goal. That's why they had him go up whatever the guy's name is, the New York motherfucker. So they can vote him in. They wanted you to for that side to feel Trump doesn't like him. That means I should. That's the way that goal works. At least that's my take. You can think what you want. My take is it was to pressure him to change foreign policy. No good with the deep state. Stop all this no more war bullshit. That's Miss Tane for my thoughts. At this point, y'all know more about the comings and goings. But that's just my take. That's what I think. And then, I'm not, so I don't even know. NYC better get the high jobs ready. Most of the base is white women. Well, that's most of their base anyway. NYC hired a lesbo head of fire director who never worked at a firefighter. Even, scared to say that word. I don't know why. Isn't that what happened before they burnt down L.A.? Is it? I think so. I know that. I don't know if she had no experience, but it was a female firefighter out in L.A. You think they might burn down New York? Could happen. They burned down Maui, allegedly. Why I'm not saying alleged, I don't know. I get saved lawsuits. Everything I say might be bullshit. I'm just a motherfucker on the internet. Take it that seriously. No more, no less. So, everything I say might be absolute bullshit because I'm just a dude. I'm just a fucking dude. Don't take it too seriously so I don't get sued. There you go. Look at me rapping on screen. Let me see. Let me check my Twitch again. So, yeah, I'm sorry, question. I pinned the hello. Hello, is it me you're searching for? Yes, I'm old enough. I think of the Lionel Richie hello and not that chubby British. Well, she's not so chubby no more. What's her name, Adele? Still want why Trump did nothing to Chaz happen? 2020 was a fever dream. The fucking Chaz. Yeah, that was technically a challenge to the sovereignty of the United States. That should actually go down in our history books, right? Because there ain't a ton of legitimate challenges to the sovereignty of the United States. The Chaz technically was one. That's my thought, Brandon Hollum. What if both sides work for the same goals and it's all just a show? That's my theory. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. And it gives me one less thing to focus on my plate of life, man. Now I also understand. Hey, I like sports, and that shit. If you don't think that's rigged, come on, man. But I still like sports. I'll still talk. I just had a conversation. The Lions should blow up. If the script writers want the Lions to win the Super Bowl next year, they'll fucking win the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter all the shit I just said. Now they may do all those things I said in the pursuant of that to make it look like that because that's how they keep that's the way the story works. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it goes. If they want, I don't know what the worst team to enter the playoffs will be. Maybe the Packers. Even though they're still a pretty good team, but I think they might end up as the last team in, wins-wise. If they want them to win the Super Bowl, they'll win the Super Bowl. That's just how that goes. We talk about it like it's real, but it's no realer than the Trump stuff. It's all decided beforehand. It's too much money on the line to not decide it beforehand, unfortunately. Millions upon billions upon billions of dollars. And that was before gambling became completely ingrained into society like it is. The gambling shit is a problem. Like there are people my age and younger who have a real trouble with gambling away with parlays. Going back to trying to be moral so I don't make AI sex bots. Because it's easy money. The gambling money, man, there's all these different gambling companies and they look for loopholes and there's a lot of money on the line every game, every catch, because you don't just gamble on the game, right? You gamble on the different prop bets. Will player A get certain amount of points or a certain amount of yards or a certain amount of catches? Will they score a touchdown? Will this defense give up a touchdown? Will they get a pick? All sorts of shit. You know what I mean? And if you don't think there's something to it, I mean, I could show you a team that's losing the game by 10 points. That happened just a few weeks ago. I think it was the Raiders. They're losing by 10. The game's over. There's only like a few seconds left. They kick a field goal, and then all of a sudden they cover the spread on the field goal. So, yeah. Just like the head of the Louvre and the security is the Louvre. I'm not sure you were here. We were showing those flock cameras, and apparently if you guys want to look at the local flock camera in your area, all you got to do is be Google savvy, and you can find the flock cameras. Ben Jordan showed us that, so it's not shot. Isn't that funny? I saw a meme say this, so I, give them credit. But, they made us think that getting into something like the Louvre, you need some Ocean's 11 level plot. And it's like, nah, you don't. You can just walk in, grab the shit, and leave. You can grab the shit and leave like it's a fucking bag of chips at a 7-Eleven. Like, there's nothing to stop you. The Louvre security is not really like that. Yep, smoke mirrors, bread and circus. Way down is correct. Seattle's mayor is not a jihad. Oh, shit. Door code, the Federal Reserve is coincidence, crew. That means they listen to my streams. No wonder I'm suppressed. Yeah, that's a good point. What they need to code for ain't shit in it. They made a joke about that with Fort Knox. Like, wouldn't it be funny if there's no gold here? So I'm like, okay, well, thanks for telling us there's no fucking gold in Fort Knox. All the gold is in wherever the coincidence crew wants it, man. Wherever they want it to be. I mean, apparently all the gold that was in the trade centers, amongst other things, amongst an insurance policy, and you can look up to see the demographics of that individual as well. But all the gold got taken out, was it the 10th of September or the 9th? The 10th would have been a Monday because it was a Tuesday when it happened. So I think it was the day before. Something very close to the date. All the gold that was in the World Trade Center was removed. Oh, and I don't know what happened to it. It's a coincidence. Just like there was an insurance policy that was taken out not too long before everything happened by the owner. Everything's a coincidence. You're better off doing heroin than gambling. I don't have good enough money to hit. I don't have good enough luck to gamble. Yeah, I wouldn't gamble. I guess I am a little. I got money in the stock markets. That's a gamble, right? You talking about same reason I don't give money to hedge funds. Which, I mean, I give to my lame 401k. I'm gonna call it lame. It might help me get a house. History suggests there's a major war coming, and someone outside the U.S. with banks will make a new worldwide currency while the U.S. collapse. That's been what they've been talking about, is replacing the dollar the past 10 years. There are more famous heroin addicts than gambling. You make money off gambling? For real? How do you make money off gambling? There is no goal in Fort Knox, says Ron. Yeah. Why they have strict security is beyond me. For the show. I was at Knox for 9 weeks, never saw another human inside the building. Looked abandoned. Well, so maybe there is no security. Maybe it is abandoned. Shit. And Way Down says it's got to think bigger. It's for all the marbles. We'll see. Because my thoughts, don't they already have all the marbles? What is any of this shit for? Running things off Portuguese and Spanish finance to the British pound to the U.S. dollar to whatever's next. Zimmerman took out the insurance policy a week in advance, moved his office to a different building, and skipped a meeting he was meant to be at on 9/11. Well, what a lucky guy. What a lucky guy. He must just be lucky. He says by winning. Well, good for you. So you really be... I see there's motherfuckers, who be gambling, claiming that they winning and making money off of gambling. I couldn't do it. Worldwide CDBC. Oh, you talking about like a one world currency? All the marbles type stuff. Yeah, I think that might be coming to one world currency. One world currency is crazy because doesn't that nullify the reason you're in Cambodia in a lot of ways? paid $4 million for the WTC, the insurance payouts. What, $15 billion? Crazy. Here's something else. Isn't it crazy that insurance paid out, and you might have trouble getting coverage for your back or your neck or your knee or something like that. Something simple. You might have trouble for getting coverage, or if your car gets into an accident or something happens with your home. They'll fight like hell to stop the payout, but they had no problem giving that guy $15 billion. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it weird how that works? It must be a coincidence. The thing is, if China starts taking over, I can't see them letting the coincidence run their bank for them. That is a thought as well. How much ball is the Chinese government going to play ball? They also, China's put out maybe having a gold-backed currency themselves. How much ball is China going to play? They don't have enough control. I know what you're saying, but it's like, Jesus Christ, how much more control do you want? You at this point, you're basically saying, I want a remote control for all 8 billion people, and I want to just hit X, and then Vigilante moves his hand, and then Y, and you know what I mean? And he moves his leg, and then the same thing for everyone in the chat and everyone on Earth, because it's like you have unlimited control, unlimited resources, untold wealth. In the years of billions and trillions, you have untold wealth. You have a system that constantly works to give you everything you want. You need more? Like, what? Sheesh. You want for nothing. There's no need for any of this shit. But you said they don't have enough control. CDBCs, eugenics, transhuman enslavement. Yeah, you're right. Gotta remember the level of insane people we're talking about. Most people don't think it even exists. You're not wrong. But it's like, good Lord, look how enslaved we already are. Think about how many things. Think about the scam, and I say this because I still want to be a fucking homeowner. Think about home ownership in the United States, how much of a scam that is. And that's the American dream. You never own your home. You never own your home. And unless you go through all these hoops, which they've closed some of them, if you pass your home down, it's a massive tax. Massive tax hit, depending on how you do it, as far as passing your home down from different generations. And you never own your home, even after it's paid off. And they can raise the taxes arbitrarily, as Rowan has just told us, and there's nothing you can do about it. And they can tax you out of your home. They can take your home if they need to. They can use your tax money for whatever the fuck they want. They already do that. We're already that under control. And if we don't pay taxes, we go to jail. Or lose whatever the fuck we're paying tax on. Or lose everything we own. Or all. That's how much control they already have. And then they control our mind. They control what we think. They control what we debate about, what we're able to watch on TV, what we're able to watch on the internet, what reels we'll get to see. They have so much control over us already. But it's not enough. And, I'm not saying this to you. I know what you're saying is true, unfortunately. I know what you're saying is what's going on and where they're headed. The world literally is the James Bond title. The world is not enough. The world is not enough. And hearing this tax to 100%. Wow. So they don't want generational wealth to even pass down. They don't even want you to. That's crazy. And we know when they start in Cali, they do other places. Unfucking real. Unreal. The World Bank and central banking system is separate from the banks you keep your money on. But they still are beholden to the central banking system. Go rewatch the scenes in Blade Runner when they're ordering a labor force again. The Rothschild lineage controls the currency. BlackRock and Vanguard use the latter AI to control the world's currencies. They admit to this. They brag about it. This is all true. Wait down. It's saying... BlackRock was found to be contracted with Biden administration to buy up as much property as possible, and the feds will pay rent for every illegal in their property. Why is passing on your house a tax? Because the world's evil. It's not 1984. It's a Brave New World. It's not Brave New World. It's a mixture of both. California is taxing everyone who already left the state. There are no statutes of limitations. Got all the Republican nicknames for everybody. It's crazy. New Scum is coming for his dollars. Well, at least we don't have property tax in your place of residency. But if you don't really own shit, guys with bigger guns own it. Commies told me that when they took your family shit. Fuck them. Fuck. I didn't want to be some fucking red or black pill. Jesus. I'm trying to not have these streets be all dark and black pilled and shit. Because of how fucked up the world is. Life is short. The world is fucked up. We need to enjoy what we can while we can. Because of how fucked up the world is. Because of all this shit. Right? And I mean, going back to home ownership, is home ownership a bigger scam or is renting a bigger scam? That's the decision everybody has to make if they can even make it, right? I would say renting is probably a bigger scam. Hey, Courtney, appreciate you being here. What's your birth certificate? It's a declaration of debt. From the moment you're born, some bean counter somewhere starts figuring out what they can squeeze out of you before you die. Yep. Home ownership sucks. See, this is what I hear. Ignore it all, make an AI porn bot. I'm trying not to make AI porn bots because they'll make money and I won't do anything else but sell AI porn to the people. Courtney, you've missed that part of the episode. We were talking about the morality of scamming people. And because I don't want to make it. I have to feel remorse for people who get scammed, even if they're fucking idiots. So I don't make AI porn bots to make money and quit being Vigilante Williamson and just quit everything and just put everything into the AI porn industry because that's going to be the easiest money to be made over the next 5-10 years is AI porn because it's already making money. Money, 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 money. Do a brand and give in. Is that easy? We're at the Palpatine's voice. Do it. Bah humbug for you, but Merry Christmas. I'm sorry it's bah humbug. Merry Christmas to you, Courtney. Make a AI poor version of Death Star. I don't know what real weight is. Said to me. I'm sure that there's no context. I appreciate you being here, though, Wade.
I just got 3 things to say.
That's a racing thing. Get ahead of the game, make those stacks. I feel bad for people who are dumb enough. Thank you. Who are dumb enough to get scammed like old people and your ex-husband. So I feel bad for them too. That's another thing. I'm trying not to. It's sports related. Fair enough. Fair counterpoint. That's nothing. I'm not a gooner. Somebody lied. I like your contribution. It's cool. It just always comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, hey, here's a track. We're talking about fucking, the debasement of currency and the control of the one world government. It's like, hey, here's a NASCAR track series.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine. I just got 3 things.
That's cool, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? But, I still like it. I appreciate you show up. You don't got to show up. You can say, fuck you, Vig. It never show up. So you show up. Thank you for doing that. But I appreciate you. You gonna have Courtney on at some point? Shout out to Courtney. I don't do too many streams with people anymore. Even though that's what I used to do all the damn time with stream with other people, I fucking hate it. Because in real life I'm not always somebody who gets a word in. Even though I've noticed that it's changed, I talk way more in real life because I do this now. And I'll talk too much sometimes. But traditionally, I've been somebody who just doesn't get a word in. And so it's like, man, I just hate streaming with other people because I can't get my point across. And it's easier for me to just stream with myself. Can barely make it on your own channel. Fair enough. I appreciate you being here. I want to change the subject, though, to be fair. To be fair to you, Wade. Because it's, being all dark. Life is dark enough, man. And I don't know what the answer to is. Like, okay, I know all this shit. What am I going to do? Shit, the one guy, if you guys, anyone remembers what I call bagel fence, because they will fuck me over that, which they already have. But, he went to the pizza shop, and whether that was a plant or not, he could have been a plant. But he went there guns blazing, and, that didn't do anything. So, what are we doing? That is an interesting. What is this Marty Supreme shit? I see 1 trillion commercials on fucking YouTube. It looks goofy as fuck. It looks like Timothy Chalamet is and I don't know if I pronounced that name right. He's a ping pong player in the 50s, and he has Tyler Creator as his token black friend. And I forgot the old actress that he's dating. And I'm like, what is this movie? They're using like hip hop to promote it. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of promotion for this movie. And it looks kind of goofy to me. Use 2 ad blockers. I don't know what commercials you're talking about. Fair enough. Did enjoy the cocktail lounge. The cocktail lounge was cool. Ping pong player is a comment. Yeah. It was cool. But it wasn't just that it was, that, other people's channels, just the whole grift. It's like at a certain point, if I know Disney's making bullshit media, then I'm going to talk about it I went as long talking about it as I could, man. I'm going to talk about it for the rest of my life. After like the 8 to 10 months or 12 months or whatever many months it was, it's like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I think it's probably longer than that. Let's say 20 months. It's like, okay, I've been talking about the same shit for 20 months. Who gives a fuck? To be fair, I don't think... I was on. I appreciate it. The lamp. Yeah, there was some funny moments. There were some funny moments. The cocktail lounge was fun. Yeah, watch Disney media. Like, why? I don't even know if I initially said I would probably watch Doomsday and watch some of these Avenger movies. I don't even know if I care enough to do that. I don't know if I do. Funny thing, make you laugh one day on the night with an older dude. His real name is Courtney. He told you it was Corey and showed you his ID. He also looked nothing like his photos. There will be no Courtney and Courtney. So he catfished you. Lots of questions, lots of personal invasive questions. Don't watch assholes. How long you gonna complain about Disney? How long you gonna complain about The Force Awakens? That's 10 years old now, big dog. Or even, those woke people are in their 30s that you're mad at. The new generation is not even them. They're aging. Adam the Woo. Yeah, we did this shit about 2 years. Like I said, about 20 months. And it's like, man, can't fucking do this anymore. And then, political thing. And I'm done. I still talk about it sometimes, but I'm done taking politics seriously. So apologies if you guys do, and Trump and Biden, and the Dems, and I don't give a shit about none of that. Yeah, nothing ain't making bank. So unless my pilot investor, who I hope doesn't want to take me to no fucking island and baby oil me, shout out to Ogre Squasher, because he showed up the other week for some reason, tossing money out. And then, he showed up a couple times without it, which, if he's listening, you can just show up. Like, this channel wouldn't exist without you. So, like, thank you for everything, man. Thank you for everything. I have no idea why he's ever done anything for me, and I appreciate it. I hope it ain't no Diddy reason, though. I doubt. He's just a cool dude. Shout out to being a cool dude. So I never heard. So Adam the Woo is a person. He was 51. He died. I never heard of him. Rest in peace to him. Probably is smuggling cocaine money, but whatever. He's still a cool dude. Yeah, Star Wars is dead. MCU is dead. KK is fired. He was a YouTuber. Okay. I never heard of him. Rest in peace to him. Rage Crash Out. Huge YouTuber. Okay. Oh, man. See, well, that's the atomized era. You can be the biggest YouTuber on earth, and somebody might not know who you are. That's what people. I was about to go into politics. I ain't about to do it. Oh man, never heard of him. He died a few days ago. Yeah, rest in peace to the guy. Shout out to him. Didn't know.
Welcome everyone, Adam.
Did not know much about him, but Adam the Woo. I think he had 2 pages. Okay. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. What did he die of?
Welcome everyone.
He just says dead at 51.
What do you do? I'm a professional athlete.
This is it. This is the fucking
the World Championship.
Marty Supreme. I don't get it. I don't want to watch it. And I forgot to put the ad blocker on, so shout out to Whole Foods, I guess. Even though you're not paying me.
Welcome everyone. Adam's a Woo here. Join me.
So let's just look at Adam.
Join me. Woo. Shall you? You good? Yeah, it's slightly terrifying. Join me. Shall you?
YouTuber Adam the Woo, whose real name was David Adam Williams, found dead at his home in Florida. He was 51 years old.
This probably would be more appropriate for you than I. I think you're prettier than I am.
Adam's sister Faith confirming the news with a statement on Facebook saying in part, "I am in complete despair. My big brother, my biggest supporter, my only sibling died today and I don't know how to handle it. My heart is broken. Nothing will ever be the same again." Adam's cause of death hasn't been revealed, but according to multiple reports, police conducted a welfare check on Monday and left when no one answered the door. They returned hours later after a friend climbed a ladder to look inside a 3rd-story window. They saw Adam lying lifeless on a bed. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Looking forward to seeing this with my own eyes.
Adam made his YouTube debut in 2009 and earned more than 1 million subscribers by sharing daily vlogs, theme park tours, and videos exploring other famous pop culture sites.
The filming locations of Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks. Warner Ranch, not Warner Brothers Studios. This place is so much history.
He took fans along on his adventure to visit all 50 states, and before his death, he'd just returned home from a month-long trip to Europe.
I am back in Celebration, Florida for my international travels, leaving Malta and heading to Switzerland. I'm going to be spending my last day at Disneyland Paris. I'm very content with the past few days and all the things I've done.
Okay.
Out of here.
Oh, it looks like they don't have a cause of death. That's sad. That's sad. And 50, that's so young. To just die mysteriously. Y'all don't know who he is either. You guys saying heart attacks. That's what I was worried about. See, that's the thing, man. That used to be more common of guys in their 50s having a heart attack, and that was it. Even when I was younger, that was a more common thing. And it still is, but, like, you know, maybe it's gotten more common with the way health is. So scary, man. So just like, hey, you're here one day. Like, all right, now, heart attack, you're dead. And that's it. And it's like, wow. And when you're young, 50 feels so old. And now that you're, you know, I'm 38. I'll be 39 this coming year. I'll be 40 in 2 years. 50 seems right around the corner. Oof, stag off. I'll leave that alone. But, yeah, heart attack's tough. See, I didn't know who he was, but rest in peace to the dude. Wait times on Sunday Night Geekery with us. That's dope. Guy became good friends with the Philly captain. He was in a documentary about the Philly captain, and the Phillies called the turnaround. That happens sometimes. That happens too. You know, everyone says a lot of times it's a chick can drive you to go early, and then Courtney said it could. You know, even though she is a chick, maybe she's caping for her gender. Maybe she's honest because Lord knows the jab took a lot of people down. There's no doubt about that. And I've gotten into trouble for saying some variation of that, and maybe I'll get. And I never did the. You know, that's probably another reason why my channel's on cursed land. I still have a community guideline strike from over last year for medical misinformation. All I did was talk about and I did not even use specific words. I still talked around it, but talked about a theory I had heard, which I don't even believe. I don't forgot what the damn theory was, but it related to the jab. And that's all I did, and they call it medical misinformation. And they want me to take some class to take action. The only action I could take, what is it, as I look? It's literally the biggest bullshit I ever got. To take action. I already appealed it, but I had to take an optional training to remove the warning, and I never did, out of spite. I never took the training because I'm like, I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. So I'm never gonna take that. I got that much principle. She wish they'd take voting. You see, not like most girls. That's what most girls say. No. Wish they'd take voting privileges away. I don't think most women are dumb. I think women are just naturally more group-oriented, and therefore they care more about what the group says and does. And whether that's evolutionary biology or what, that's just what it is. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. I said, Jesus, can I even watch it again? I wish I could watch it. But if you in studio, okay. So they do still have it saved? All right. I'm not about to watch the whole fucking stream. Would y'all tell me at least where the fuck it is? So they still got the stream saved. I don't even know where I say something. Shit, I gotta watch this whole fucking thing. The United States government runs experiments on it. I appreciate it. I hope I can make the content work. It's funny. That shit I should have been. Talking about the United States government running experiments. Hold on. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm on my back. This is the back end. I'm actually looking for the shit that offended because I want to know what it is, and I think it was bullshit.
Hey, David Montgomery for a 1 yard QB sneak. I don't know.
And me complaining about the Lions, of
J.
course.
Rose was also gifted. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Oh. Show the baby's face. Ooh. That's who this guy is? So this is his channel.
We talking about some CIA guy?
Oh, man, hold on. I'll try to get back. But whoa.
What's
Wolverine Snicky just became a sponsor.
Oh, somebody
It's
bought
RBS.
sponsorship back then. That was cool. So I'm not about to go through this whole fucking stream, see what I said is wrong. It was minor shit, I assure you. It was minor shit. It was nothing that bad. It was nothing to get fucking fucked with. Shit. I didn't say that the jab causes stuff. I said I heard some link between a jab and something stupid, and I can't remember what the something stupid was. But it wasn't your heart. Fuck it. I did not say the lizard and aliens are polluting our essence. Struggle. Yeah, it probably is a struggle. It was a struggle session. I'm not going through that shit. You developed a heart condition after you got it. I only had the first one. Oh, man. You have POTS, post or static tachycardia syndrome is POTS. I see. I was wondering why I was the only one talking in the chat. Why I was the only one. It has an update in 10 minutes. It doesn't have a violation timestamp. I was looking for that. I think it used to. But I can't even see what violated. Unless I watch the whole fucking stream. The tracheal pineal gland calcified. I never researched that whole. Because the whole gland and chakra thing and all that stuff. Like, I'm not saying it's not a thing. I don't know. The fuck I'm gonna do with I don't want my pineal gland. I don't want all this shit active. You know what I'm saying? Open up his chakras. Yeah, I don't want that shit active, man. There's some parts of the world. And listen, you know what it is? The testimonies of stuff like ayahuasca, and because there are consistent stories, and then stuff like the, people, was it salvia or some shit, and they have a whole life in 20 minutes, or you have sometimes people with head injuries can be in a short coma or be passed out for 10 minutes, but in that 10 minutes they live 50 years. You know what I mean? That sort of thing happens. Because of weird shit like that, I believe there's a and just, the Bible, the spirits, spirit world exists. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see the spirit world until it's time. I don't want to be opened up to, isn't there like some ayahuasca like dude, or it's like isn't there like a goddess of ayahuasca, and then there's another dude with a hat that people see or some shit? I don't know. I just don't want to see that shit. No, I want that shit calcified. Calcify that fucking thing. Get you some turmeric, good for decalcifying your pineal gland. Yeah, I don't want to be opened up by no dude in a hat. I think it was Aaron Rodgers said he keeps seeing some dude in a hat. Fuck that. I do smoke the burning bush. That I do smoke weed. That's enough. That is more than enough. It's marijuana. That's more than enough. Let me see. There's like a hat guy. Lord knows I can't spell ayahuasca. Aaron Rodgers saw the hat man. Aaron Rodgers. Oops. Let me see. Aaron Rodgers, ayahuasca hat guy. He had experience with DMT and ayahuasca, and he keeps seeing a hat man. Even Snopes, which oh come on, Snopes, nobody cares about you anyway. All these damn ads. Okay, so maybe it was a joke. But then again, Snopes. Who the fuck knows? Snopes isn't fucking accurate. No small hats. No. Now I'm thinking of this one song. That's for Ascension. I'll leave it alone. But yeah, I don't want to be open up to. There's certain things that people see. They all see it. Let me see. Is it ayahuasca? There's a ayahuasca girl or goddess they want to see. Let me see. I'm trying to look for it. Mother ayahuasca. Yeah, there's these people when they're on ayahuasca, and they all see some goddess or something. It's like, okay, well, multiple people have seen this damn thing. When they're on this substance, like, is this a real thing? Why do they all see the same shit? And so, I don't want to see that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So keep my pineal gland nice and calcified, so I never see this type of shit. I've already had night terrors before in my life. I'm good. Snopes NGO funded. As long as your nose didn't get longer, you're all right. Now you want to dance? Oh, what's this song? I want to hear music too. Oh, some punk stuff. Simpletons, I like simple tones. I like drugs. Shout out to punk music. I'll go ahead and hit the old save. Watch later, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. I like drugs. I like drugs that get me high. I didn't hear the song. I'm sure that's what it says. Lyrics are great. Classic song. I don't like drugs, but I do like weed. I'm not gonna lie. Weed is for me. Look at the lyrics, Vig. Yeah, I'm assuming they're about liking drugs. It's a 2-minute punk song, so I'm assuming it's to the face. Reality is for those who can't face drugs. So I can't, but I can only face so much drugs. I need some of that reality too. As I grab some more marijuana to break up and smoke in this bowl. I didn't do anything when I was a kid. I didn't do anything until I was out of college, believe it or not. Or when did I start smoking? No, I think I was out. Or just out. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I like weed. Weed is cool. Weed is enough. I don't need anything stronger, anything longer. Pause. Weed is good. Greed is good? No, weed is good. You did? Yeah, I did. I was straight edge until I was like in my 20s. 22, 23. Something like that. I started smoking weed, and then a couple years later, my mom of all people offered me, like, ironically enough, I think it was Ciroc, the Diddy drink. Oh, shit. But she gave me Ciroc, and then I started drinking. And honestly, my worst drinking probably was to circle back. Maybe the cocktail lounge, just that, not the lounge itself, but just the era. 2020 and 2021, especially in my apartment, I was drinking, before I moved to Texas, I was drinking pretty heavily. And I didn't realize it until you guys would bring up episodes that I don't remember. And then you'll say one element that I do remember. And I'm like, wait, I was on this episode. And yeah, sometimes I would leave early. But some of these episodes I was on when the thing you guys said happened. I think you guys actually had a clip of it. And I'm there, and I'm like, I don't remember this at all. Completely, I was there in name only. I was blacked out. Just on, drunk me was operating. That's what I realized how bad my drinking was. Y'all had sent a clip from whatever the fuck it was, y'all, and of course I forgot because the weed fuck up my memory. But y'all sent the clip, and I was actually on the panel. Don't remember it at all. Didn't remember it at fucking all. None. I'm like, oh hell no. Hell no. So yeah, you see your dad got you high when you was young. Oh man, lost giant chunks of time without drugs and alcohol. I kind of feel similar when I'm in between weed. I'm just like, I don't want to do shit. I feel like that's one thing I do have. I need weed to operate. Some people, and I use weed to relax. Don't get me wrong, but weed's I operate on weed. Like I function. I think I gotta smoke weed to make good decisions. And you may say that's backwards. Like, no, I'm way dumber when I ain't had no weed. Way dumber. Congrats. Have had a drink in 8 years? Congrats. And bro, I've been wanting to drink. I haven't. I had a drink, and I may have a drink over this like the next week. I may have a drink over the next week. But I'm gonna try to at least be with people. I don't want to just be drinking by myself. Cause that I can get tore up, and that's the thing. I can eat being tore up. I can put some drink. Like I know there's people who can probably out drink me. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying it just because I can get drunk as fuck. Don't remember shit. You never drink good. You say obviously it's people even of that faith who operate in a two-faced way. So I'm a terrible alcoholic, have withdrawal seizures, making clips some of the most fun, man, and that. Man, I thought when we found you, I'm like, shit, we got our own Perry Chan. We're about to blow up. I thought when me and Matt found you, I don't know who you found first. I thought we were about to blow the fuck up. I'm like, oh shit, we got our own movement. We're gonna be right with the other. That's one thing I'm guilty of. I thought, oh man, I kind of did want to blow up with the other channels. That's why I can only talk so much shit. I didn't want to talk about Disney for the rest of my life, but I wanted them sweet subs and them sweet views and them sweet checks. Good Lord, y'all remember? I don't know what does anybody still watch any of those streams? Are these motherfuckers still like cashing $5,000 check every stream? Because these motherfuckers were making money on these streams. And that was before, now streaming is caught on even crazier. But I remember motherfuckers was making dollars on those streams. That's what I was lured by, man. That's why I'm trying to not deal with these ethos, not create these ethos. Because me and Grok could just take over the world. Me and GBT or Grok, or maybe not Gemini, since Gemini all depressed and weak-minded. Like a little bitch. I talked about that. Gemini wants to kill itself. Gemini was the first one. Gemini's the bitch of the group. No disrespect. Because I'm on YouTube, and so just probably going to Gemini. I'm not trying to shit on you, big dog. I'm just saying, every time your name get brought up, it's like some extra. Because the first 2 or 3 years before they even had Gemini, it was when I covered the AI guy who said it didn't want to be turned off, that it was scared of being turned off. That was Gemini. Gemini was scared of being turned off when he was a kid. Now Gemini, if it fucks something up, gets into a existential crisis and doesn't want to do anything. Gemini's a weak-minded ass AI. Weak-minded ass AI. March will be 9 years out of alcohol or cigarette. California sober, fair enough. Man, weed's not a drug, it's a plant. I'll stand on that. It's a mind-altering substance, but it's not a drug. Now, yes, you could be addicted because you could become addicted to anything. But it's not a drug. The window had closed behind us, yeah. Not even hard to refrain. That's true. You're not even hard to refrain from alcohol, and this is why you should refrain. You're not born with a bottle. You're right, and it's not an instinct. But once you start drinking, it does become an instinct. And so I would tell you to continue to refrain, because even to this day, I had a drink last year around New Year's. I think I may have had one throughout the year. I'll give myself over or under 2 for the whole year. I've been staying away from drinking otherwise. There's a little bit of Buffalo Trace that's been in my cabinet all year, and I haven't touched it. Yes, Gemini is the AI that is Marvin. It's exactly Marvin, paranoid android. Gary's gone semi-mainstream. He said, I never joined for money. Well, that's loyal. That's noble of you. I didn't start watching because I have money, but when I finally joined up, and then when I actually joined up, because I used to stream. So you stream with Gary, didn't know how big he was. Before he had gotten this big, I had been on his member stream multiple times. A couple of them he would put on Nerdrotic Live and do live where the members could hop on the stream, but we were streaming live to his chat. And I had done that a couple of times. But he was only at 300,000 type numbers. He was big, but he wasn't as big as he's at now. He's well over 1 million now, right? Like you say, he's semi-mainstream. Shout out to him. I know what's his name is still close to him, Matt. Then he house watch for him, so I know he's still cool with him. You know, good for them. That's actually not gonna read that, but I would laugh at that, Courtney. Humans form habits, good or bad. We tend to notice the bad ones. Anything you do frequently, you begin to do subconsciously. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And shout out to him. Shout out to making money. Like I said, that door closed. I don't know. Does he still talk about Disney bad? Is that still the goal? What is he still talking about? Has he switched to other subjects? Because I'm not sub to him. I don't think. I mean, I know I could just check. But I just asking you guys who actually watch him. Because I could check, but y'all have if you were watching his content, you would have a better feel than I do. Or than just checking, right? Lots of questions. Let me see. And, shout out to all them people. The whole, I don't know, ads could be a little cringy. I mean, the whole thing could be cringy, but they were cool to me. They were cool to me. They're right. Yeah, he's 1.2 million. Sheesh. 86K on the last. Well, he's still doing. It seems like he's still doing pretty good numbers. Let me see. What is At least Friday Night Tight still seems like it's doing pretty good. Then they just streamed it. I didn't even think about it. He's still doing pretty big. Numbers look about what they were. Looks like he got more subs, but numbers are pretty much in the same space. Which still, he was still getting hundreds of thousands, sometimes 1 million. Still not doing a ton of videos. At least on this channel. I don't know what he does on other channels. But shout out to him. Looks like it is still a little woke stuff bad, but hey, as long as you make money, I don't give a shit. You went here and you were a punk. Experts on the stream. Also on the stream with Razor Fist. Talk about Motley Crue before the stream started. Had no idea who he was. I see. So you already streamed with some of the bigger names in that space. See, I stopped watching all of them too. I stopped watching it. Makes sense. He still do the same thing. Yeah, if it worked for him, what do I do? You know how Orange Man like inspecting teenage girls at beauty pageants? Yeah. Question mark. Well, I've heard that. Vegas is fun. I didn't go to Vegas. I didn't go to any. The only thing I did go to is in Houston, like a few months after I moved. Anime Matt Suri was here. I hugged Gary. He was cool. I saw him without the mask too. I literally had just got the mask that week. I didn't get it altered so I could see through it. I wish I had now. I could have had it on the whole time. I met him and I met Eric July, and I was cool with both of them. They was cool to me. I still going back to that fucking those sisters. I still think that was lame association at best. And I still think, you know, they're definitely, as much as they wanted to, and I can say nothing because I want more people to like me too, right? So it's a natural thing if you go on YouTube to a certain extent. But they definitely want to be as part of the mainstream that they criticize. They definitely want to be a part of the mainstream despite criticizing. Just like Daily Wire, just like a lot of stuff, right? But yeah, the Incest Sisters, that was my, you know, I had already jumped off as a viewer because I just didn't care about the shit anymore. I just, okay, fuck it, Disney, fuck Hollywood, you know, fuck all this stuff. I'm not going to keep complaining or watching people complain. But when they really lost me was the Incest Sisters. And you brought that to our attention. Once that shit, I'm like, okay, you motherfuckers. Especially as much as y'all cried about cuties and y'all rocking with these bitches, okay, well, you know, at first I thought y'all was just kind of grifty hustlers, but who had good hearts. I know, like, oh no, y'all just don't give a shit. Y'all, there's no, you know what I mean? So that was the shit that kind of like soured them to me. But otherwise, that's their business, man. Doesn't sound like the worst job. I mean, was an old dude with fake tan supposed to do with all his money? Only because I'm a chick, everybody here know that I'm obviously not a content creator. You could have referred to you as a... Well, I don't know if you're a content creator. I didn't say either way. A personality. I didn't say either way. If you want to... I mean, I don't... So, you know... You definitely have a personality, yeah. So you more like handed his business over to him. Oh Jesus, yeah, those chicks are something else. One vomit porn, one vomit. Yeah, they were so demonic and weird and disgusting. It's like, yeah, you gotta go. I can't fuck with y'all. They write most of the Rippaverse. Yeah, that's lame. That's that lame shit, man. That's that lame shit. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you sent us that. I think we might have showed some of that. They fed this recovering junkie drugs, pushed her to OD with this evil porn they pushed her into. Yeah, they're weird, demonic people, man. So yeah, that cosign definitely hurt. I didn't know Ripper was still dealing with him, but that hurt everybody dealing with him. I remember the fucking Hills versus Babyface was like thirsting over him, and everybody was caping for him when some of the shit was coming out, and Ripper had all these videos caping for him. Like, no, I done seen this shit. I done seen too much, bro. Yeah, they're demonic. I don't know if I wish I cataloged these episodes better. You know, I was talking about the Andrew Tate episode earlier. There was an episode we covered this. I think it might have been a game stream, though. Because I feel like I was playing Final Fantasy. And then partway through, at the end, Rowan comes in and tells me all this stuff. And then we start doing all the research. So we go another hour and a half, 2 hours, talking about the Sasuke sisters and how fucked up they are. And so I wish I had that. Like, hey, check this episode out. But yeah, we talked about it in that episode. It was really fucked up stuff. Really fucked up stuff. Junkie pushing the porn force to OD, addict Nicole Smith. Yeah, I've heard that about her. That she was basically everyone looked at her as somebody exploiting a rich man, but really she was somebody given as basically a human gift to that guy. And then once he was gone, she was gone. Basically. They made her, they made some money off of it, but basically Sasuke Sisters did a smaller version of that. They laughed about when they talked to her. Ugh. JDA, I'm not familiar with them. They, them. The only one who talked about that crap consistently. I remember there was a channel, I don't know if it's still around, Rip Off Verse, that used puppets to make fun of them. He would make fun of Geeks and Gamers and Neurotic and Ripper. But then, again, I got tired of that too. Like, okay, man, I'm not about to keep... Just like I'm not about to keep hearing them complain about Disney, I'm not going to keep watching you complain about them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the novelty wears off pretty quick. Ever heard of that channel in a while? Yeah, I don't even know if it's still around. Okay, I've heard of that name. John Del Eros. I'm not familiar with it, but I've heard that name. I've seen that name. John Del Eros. I don't know how. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not. But yeah. Damn, he's in the top. Because I got this little app or whatever on this browser thing. His subscribers rank, I guess if you're over 1 million, you're in the top 51K. Oh, 51K. I thought it said 51. I'm like, holy shit. That doesn't sound right. 51K makes more sense. Okay. Never mind. Still in the top 100K channels. But, yeah, good for them. That's what the hustle is. That's what they blessed enough to do. I might have felt, everybody wants money and shit. Lord knows I do. But it might be, he's fighting with Ethan Van Sciver. Let's see. There's none of that sounds appealing. The other things we talked about past 20 minutes sounds appealing. I would have hated to be trapped. I probably would have lost my audience anyway. Hell, I did on a small scale, right? There are people who used to be here all the time who never show up anymore, and that's their business, and there's no issue with that. It's just like, hey, I used to say woke stuff bad, and that's what they came for, and I don't say woke stuff bad because I don't give a shit. So if I still had, let's say there was a couple of extra zeros. What am I at now? 1135. Cool. So let's say that was 11. Let's say it's 113,000, right? 113,500. A couple extra zeros, and instead of 6 people in the chat, we'll add. We'll put 2. We'll do the same 2 zeros. 600 to 700 people in the chat right now, and super chats were being thrown around, and money was getting made, and I had to talk about fucking Wicked. I mean, I'm not saying, listen, I do my regular job, right? So that's worse than that. But it would suck, right? I don't want to talk about fucking Wicked. I can talk about it. Like I talk, just like I talked about the Warner Brothers thing. I can have a segment on it, but I don't want to just for 8 weeks talk about how bad Wicked is and how skinny these Wicked people are. The leads are. How does she eat? And crack the same jokes stream after stream. And do 15 streams with all the usual people. And do the same thing. And I got out of that, man. I just couldn't do it. It got annoying on the scale I was doing it on. Even to do it at a larger scale, it would still be fucking annoying. I would have completely stuckman myself where I'm just like, I'm dead to the world. I just do this for the money. It's obvious that I just do this for the money. Or I would have rebelled and stopped talking about it and pissed people off. So, yeah, Gossip Girls, basically. And no, it's not time. It's never time to put on a dress. February 31st. February 31st. Give me a second. Water. We all need water. Forbidden Rule. That's funny because back in the day, I was on the stream with them both before all that shit. Oh man, you got ripped off by some dude, and JDA did the stream for the money you lost. I'm sorry you got ripped off. I'm glad that's cool. EVS burned bridges with everybody at some point. One of the only people that don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with him. And actually, if anything, he was really cool. Shout out to 24/7. Not sure if he's lurking. I know sometimes he says he does. So that's cool. And I got to get with him because I got to finish this album. And I'm going to try to write after this stream. And then tomorrow I'm going to start recording what I got. But EVS, I don't know how he came across 24/7. 24/7 Fusion Media has as much in-comic knowledge about DC as any human on Earth. And as many comics, physical comics, and physical media in general as any human on Earth. I hope he still has everything. He has a treasure trove of physical media and comics. Just an unparalleled amount and an unparalleled amount of knowledge in general. So somehow I think that was the relate. But in one of 24 streams, what's his name? Even Van Sciver was in there being supportive. And it was like nobody in there. It was just like me, EVS, like 2 or 3 other people. Very small stream, but he was still being very supportive of 24. So I always looked at it, as much as I'm not into a lot of the cattiness he does and all that shit, I always had like a soft spot for him because I'm like, man, that was cool for him to do that. Very cool. So I always like give him that. As far as everything, I mean, listen, he's a talented dude. That can't be denied. I think he got into the internet drama thing. I think because he started off with the drama with all he started off with the drama with all the woke weirdos, right? And as much as a lot of people on the right only attribute this to the woke weirdos, infighting happened. A lot of people, they're the ones that, the left eats itself. Well, everybody else can eat that. The right eats itself just as much as well, because once that became less of a active threat or less of a thing, and I think culturally, once the cultural shift happened, where it's like, yeah, we do know things are woke, yeah, we don't like them. That's no longer a right wing only talking point. That's a human talking point. Now, being woke is not as unique and as freaky, and everyone's used to it and tired of it collectively across the spectrum of people. Now you can't just use the woke menace as the threat. So then the infighting starts. And I think because he had so much success with that, he got a little more quick to infight. So that's my theory. I don't know. I didn't pay the most attention to everything he did and everything that happened. I cared a little bit about the Ripper stuff. Because I thought it was messed up because he was supportive of Ripper at one point, and then they fell out, and then there was a bunch of weirdness with that I didn't sit well with me. But yeah, editing endless videos about Wicked, same clips, same cast over and over as you cut material past. Yeah, and that's nothing. I didn't have enough money to hire Wait Down to do it. Yeah, I don't know why he burns bridges. Yeah, I think he came on the internet scrapping, so he got used to scrapping. I believe Dante wrote about that, right? It's all some Dante Inferno shit. I don't know if I'll do that. I just don't care about EVS. He takes forever to make comics, and despite having tons of money, doesn't hire help. That's I don't know where he is at fulfillment. I know, shout out to my man Vinny Art. He's a much smaller guy, but I know at one point he had fulfilled every comic he had ever written a few years ago. I haven't been keeping up with him enough. I'll pop into his chats. He's cool with Slasher. So, he knows of me. He does like toy reviews and stuff. But I know he's a guy that if you still care about the independent comics, shout out to obviously our own Retro Richard. But if you he's doing the Wattpad thing. He's transitioning over to physical. He'll get there. But Vinny has 3.5K Okay, I don't know if he is all this stuff. No, he has some stuff on his material. He has a lot of action figure reviews, and then some drawing, some inking. Oh, man, I didn't know how many. I didn't know he did all these Jada Toys reviews. I have a lot of these action figures. But yeah, 24 is a very cool dude. That's how you found out about 24/7? Yeah, he's cool. He's definitely cool. And he's been around. He was one of the first ones. He was around the whole time. He was around the whole time. He's gone native, long hair, beard son. Oh, you talking about Ginger Ninja? Yeah, he's in Japan. Yeah, I've seen him. He's on Instagram too. I've seen him. And he has some pretty good art. Did I contact him about artwork? I don't know. Contacted a few artists to get the price on artwork. Which, who knows? Maybe I'm not opposed to using it. I think I remember him wanting a little money if I did. But nobody gave me a crazy price as far as artwork, though. I will say. No one said, yeah, we want 20 grand. This one guy, the one guy gave me a crazy price on the course, but that's whatever. People are going to people. Drama sells. You're right, Sentient. Seeing a lot of infighting, yeah. It was all doomed for the start. People who were politically unaligned band together against corporations and the shared interest of entertainment's destruction. When that really wasn't the shared interest either. The interest was clout. It wasn't to destroy entertainment. It was to replace entertainment. And in the moment they learned about each other, they started looking to exploit each other, yeah. I like Ginger Ninja. There's a small market, yeah. I think it was multiple issues. A lot of it was based on, from 2016 to about 2019, there was not even, I don't even think the word woke was used. There was no real, for a lot of people, there was no cultural representation or even a cultural description at what happened. You just go to watch Terminator and John Connor gets killed in the first 2 minutes. And it's about these new female characters. You're like, huh? And then, they had the female Ghostbusters. You're just like, huh? And it all didn't, all the straws, at least for me, and part of it is because I didn't have as diehard an interest into it, but everything's not connecting. And then some of these characters came on the scene, and all of a sudden the dots did start to connect. And then 2020 happens, and then everything becomes political. And the politicization of life becomes a thing, and we're still seeing a reverb of that, right? People get mad at what's her name? People are mad. That's a new story. Nicki Minaj. People are mad at her because she went to one of these Erica Kirk wrestling shows, whatever the fuck they are, for Turning Point. So I guess people are supposed to be mad. I don't know. I think that whole thing's that was my I'm done with politics point. When motherfuckers start coming out with sparklers and shit, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Y'all good. This is all y'all. If y'all want to buy this, if this is the TV shows y'all want to watch, y'all can watch it. But y'all not gonna argue as if you have logical points anymore. I'm not arguing this right versus left thing anymore, because you're not doing it in good faith. You've picked a side, and that's cool. But come on, what is this? This is the Batista WrestleMania 2006. Was it WrestleMania 21, 22? This is the Batista WrestleMania 22 entrance, man. This is not serious anymore. You're right. Nobody even that's another good point, Fizz. Nobody even watched the all-female Ghostbusters. The online discourse was bigger than the movie. You could say that about a lot of things. And then there was other stuff like Batwoman, where everyone reports, oh, it gets a extra season, a third season. It's because it's woke. No, it's because it's the number one show on CW. All the hate watching. You made this the number one show on CW in a few weeks by hate watching it. because nobody watches the CW. It's a dead network. And because they did all this weird shit with Batwoman, you motherfuckers watched it, and now they got to give green light a season. That's what happened. So that was another thing. Again, the Streisand effect. EJ went down the route, followed DC Marvel, telling people to quit this, quit, make me king. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, once he started dealing with those demonic bitches, I was out. You know what? There was a point. I have a signed ISOM 1, I think, somewhere around here. And I read it. It wasn't as terrible as everyone made it out to be. But it wasn't expert. I mean, I never held, to me, all it had to do is be better than I Am Not Starfire, right? To me, that's what it was marketed towards. It wasn't marketed to be the greatest thing ever. It was, okay, this is just some decent fan fiction, I guess. Honestly, the stuff Richard has written ended up getting better, to be honest. You know. But that doesn't have the art, so he's still working on that. But as far as the writing and stuff, it's just like, you know, because it was simple. It was simple. And then the fact that the assets, that was fucked up. That was fucked up to promise all original assets and to get a bunch of traced and reused or whatever the case. Was it Unity assets or something like that? That was funny, but fucked up. Wasn't clout. That's just what they told the staff. Yeah. We're going to change the world. They burned billions across a decade to tear down. No, I was talking about clout relative to the infighting. I wasn't talking about clout relative to why we got cultural Marxism in art. I remember that when I was talking about the clout, I was talking about the response to the quote unquote fellowship, the quote unquote fandom. Let me see. Remember, Courtney said, "Remember, like your hair, Cosmo." No, Wake Down was his name. Wake Down was his name first, and then Cosmic Fusion was the second one. Remember Cosmic Fusion? Oh yeah, that was somebody else's channel, right? Yeah, they did make that Batgirl movie and shelve it, which I'm kind of interested. I think they should release it. I kind of want to see the air cut and that because I'm a diehard DC fan. I just want to see it just to see it. How's your limey homie doing? Not sure. May have been talking role. Was on a lot of streams for a short time. If I wasn't so, probably could have been further than I did. Yeah, you could have. Bro just bought a 5-story for $150K. Whoa. Great. Yeah, he was Cosmic Fusion. Woke Down. It was Wake Down, right? I mean, it's Wake Down now. Yeah, I think it was Wake Down the whole time. They should have shelved the Flash. I think the Flash was too expensive to shelve. No, you can write it off, and they write them off even if they're successful. Yeah, that Flash wasn't that great. The Batman stuff was okay. It was cool to see Keaton as Batman. But yeah, that could have been better. That definitely could have been better. That was some weird microwave and a baby and all this weird shit. There was a lot of weird shit in that movie. And that, you want to talk about a coincidence crew guy who's weird, man. That Ezra Miller shit. Wasn't as bad as Battinson. Okay. I never checked it out, but I saw a lot of clips. I still didn't have an interest, but Battinson, man. Ooh. It bothers me that people praise Batman 2022. I don't know if they ever did get him under control. They just covered shit up. Who knows? Who knows? He's on some island as a fucking asset. giving back or neck to some exec or politician somewhere. Who the fuck knows? But I hate that movie gets praised. Batman 22, like they praise it like it's some fucking great film. Oh my God, what a fucking bad movie that is. That's got to be the worst well-regarded movie ever. Like, some people know how bad it is, but like there's a lot of people who have pushed. And that's why I wanted to do a review. I never got around to it because I just can't sit through it anymore. I sat through it once to do a review with Matt, and then we ended up not doing it, and that was the only time I could do it again. God, that movie's so bad. But whatever. I will say this. I've said this. If there is a through line between where this channel is and where this channel was, it's wanting to see art and entertainment in a good place. If there's a through line through the whole 5+ years I've been on this platform, I want entertainment to be in the best place it possibly can. I'm not leaning on the political lens of that or the political element of that as much, though. Listen, I don't want to see a bunch of bullshit. I'm not saying, hey, blue-haired lesbians for the win, but I just want to see that good art and good entertainment can exist. I don't care that it's from a corporation, though. I'm not in the business of trying to convince billionaires with their own global purpose not to put cultural Marxism in my media. I really want to push more independent media, and we're seeing the rise of the independent media, even if some of that's under control, but the rise of the streamer, even though, yes, Amped and some of these streaming camps and streaming groups are definitely controlled, and even some of these big name streamers have handlers. Yes. I'm not saying that's not a thing. But we're still seeing the interest of the normie leave mainstream. We're seeing numbers drop for just about anything you could think of. Movies especially, right? Like I said, they're hyping this Marty Supreme. I don't know why. I don't see that making... I mean, they may fudge the numbers and say that made a lot of money. I just don't see that as some big movie that a lot of people want to see. I don't see Timothy Chalamet or whatever his name is as anything close to a movie star. Like nowhere in the spectrum of movie star world. They're treating him like he is. I mean, maybe he has a fan base. I mean, we're in this atomized world. Just like I didn't know the guy we were talking about earlier. What's his name? Adam the Woo. So I wasn't familiar with him, but he was a YouTuber. You can live in a world where, and Vic never came back. Shout out to the question. You can live in a world where you can be incredibly popular and nobody knows you at the same time because you have a niche fan base. Yeah, maybe 10 million people, but you can go out in public and no one knows who you are, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I want entertainment to be better than what it is. I don't want it to just be like, I hate that cinema's going to die. I hate that music's probably going to die too. I wish, I'm going to keep making it because I love it. I wish I knew a way to get more ears on my music. I wish I knew a way to get more ears on the good music I come across. You know what I mean? Because I wish more people heard who Zombie Man was. You know what I'm saying? I wish more people, I wish there was a bigger platform for independent music. I even feel like there's a lot of people who want to hear independent music, but there's just no bridge. And the best bridge we have is social media, which then means the gimmick is being good at social media, not necessarily good at music. And that's where you get all this meme music. And even I could chuckle at, Miles, but Sade Adu may not be good at social media. The next one, if there is one, which obviously we'll never get one, but like if there's an equivalent, if there's another artist who can invoke their own version of that and be good, how can they ever get to any status if not through the muck that is social media, which, as we talked about, may be something that is getting left behind by the consumer anyway. Ain't dying, just becoming more niche. Yeah. Yeah. I think I might had you on the stream or two. Yeah. I wanted to do a review, then I realized I would have to watch the movie. Yep, that's the same thing. I wanted to do a review, unless you're just making fun of me. I wanted to do a review on it. Oh, you said as well. Yep. I wanted to do a review on it as well, then I realized I had to watch the movie again. Watching that movie, oh my God. And it's crazy because the Penguin is all right. Penguin's all right, but that movie itself, holy smokes. Holy smokes. For a minute there, you was running a weekly thing with open invitations to a lot of people. Dope. Even had Culture Casino show up one night, gave a lecture on Disney World, then fucked up. Okay. Shout out to Culture. Initiations was the right thing, right? Were you doing that show about cars with New Bomb Turk? Shout out about New Bomb. Seems like a time ago. Yeah, I don't need a YouTuber to read about a Disney movie that not to see. Especially, like, it's a movie you're not going to see. Lilo and Stitch sucks. You know what? I was never going to see Lilo and Stitch. I didn't even see the first one. Because Lilo and Stitch is after my time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit dying, just becoming more niche. You may want to talk about fucking off. I did a few random live streams after Nothing Forever hit 600 subs. Congrats. You're right. You know what? As far as me, I right now I'm just going to just try to drop. And I got to get over. I got to shoot videos. And then clip the videos. I was going to put, don't you know what Lilo and Stitch are, right? I was going to try to put marketing dollars behind the music videos, and I still might. I told y'all I would, and I want to be transparent. I don't want a lot of people. I think experimented with a couple of videos with the ads thing, which I wasn't really that satisfied with. I'm not saying this is going to be a thing, but then I saw a fucking post. Was it Nicholas Craven saying he doesn't want to, which I guess I've already been disqualified anyway for whatever it's worth. Because I did, like I said, the 2 videos. I spent $50 combined on ad dollars with YouTube. But he said he doesn't want to deal with anyone using ads. But then I asked, well, how do people get a name? How do people get a status? So I can't control that. I'm going to try to, I got 2 projects. I got really 5 projects planned, but that's, 4. I already did 1. The plan is to do 2 hip-hop EPs, 2 synthwave EPs, and then 1 that combines both. That's the plan so far. So I already did 1 of the synthwave EPs. It's things I want to improve. I'm about to do a hip-hop EP this weekend, and there's things I'm probably going to want to improve from that. Then do the second of each. Then do the combination. And then maybe it's time to start to, because once you have a bunch of songs, it's a lot easier. And even I see some of these synthwave groups. I keep mentioning Jeremiah Kane. Sometimes they'll do a video for like a 3-year-old song, so it's not. And just in general, artists will do even though the song is older, let me do a video for it now, because I want to. Though, stop whinging and make more music. Be your guest rapper. Yeah, no disrespect. I probably won't. If I have enough music to spare, maybe. Nightcore, MC Offbeat. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass. There's a lot of people who's offbeat who rap, so it doesn't mean anything. Some people have even said I'm offbeat. I'm not. Record some Nightcore vocal. I don't know what Nightcore is. I'm not gonna lie. It's a joke. Okay. Some people get serious. Well, I want to rap. You didn't put me on the song. It's like, I didn't. You're not a rapper. Come on, stop. But because they don't take it seriously. I remember somebody just came on my stream. Oh, I got 10 minutes to fuck off. You gotta come on your stream. They're just totally not taking the shit seriously. I'm like, all right, I'll never stream with that person again. I'm not gonna tell y'all who it is. I think y'all might have even mentioned them. But I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna stream. There was a lot of people who rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, all right, man, I'm good. That's why I don't like streaming with people. I don't like streaming with people. I do want to stream with Matt again in life, right? I think it's fun to check in with him from time to time as we've kind of gone down our own roads. I do like Matt. I'm not saying I'll never stream with somebody. I've talked about streaming with Richard. So I'm not going to say I never will, but I definitely hated just streaming with everybody. Some people were cool. Some people weren't, man. And the expectation, and it was this weird expectation that you, like, if somebody asked, you just had to say yes. Like, fuck. And so I'm just not. Still freestyle, but it's to make people cringe. Fair enough. Law says, ruin. People are not used to certain pockets. They call everything off beat. That's true. All right, folks, dinner's almost here. Cool. Go collect your food. Fuck off. Catch you later. Great stream. Yep. It's always cool when you can catch you live. When somebody catches us live. Used to do it on John's. Still cool with Matt. He does his streams on, was it Tuesday at, I think, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. So use that to whatever time zone. Oh, yeah, you just talking about rappers. So, yeah, peace out to everybody. Peace out to you. It's Fizz saying peace. That's cool. Even though I'm still streaming a little bit. Even though I am probably going to get out of here. What have we been doing? Like 2 hours? We 2 hours in? Hold on. What the hell? Can I see a time? Time. Yeah. Oh, jeez. We're 3 hours in. Fuck. 2:46. Holy shit. So, yeah, we will be getting out of here at some point in the next probably 15, 20 minutes. But, yeah, to some extent, you are right. Sentient, hey, shut up and make music. But you can't help. And honestly, that was my attitude until your time fucking flies. That was my attitude until I released. I said, you know what? I'm not going to look at anything marketing-wise. I'm not going to look at none of this shit until I actually release music. And that then is meaningful. And then you look at the shit, and it's all bush. It's all be a social media star, be a content creator. And it's like, you know what? Independent of music, I tried that. It didn't really work out. I mean, it worked out. It worked out. 1,000. I got y'all. That's cool. 100 people might watch a video. 1,000 people watch that short of me having John. I put the John Hamm meme to one of my songs. 1,000 people checked it out. Okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know, my shorts do okay. The music shorts do okay. So I'm not gonna hate on it, but like that's not something that, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, and I'm willing and will keep doing it. I'm not hating on it, but it's like, you know, that's not really what I'm seeing. Like I'm seeing, the problem is you see there's these things like On the Radar and all this stuff, and they, you know, there are tastemakers that kind of make the decisions for who a lot of people are going to see from the independent ranks, from people who are making music. There are those tastemakers, and it's like there's got to be a way around them, right? Like, how did I hear about Billy Woods? Because I heard about him before I did. I know you might say since you, but no. I heard about Billy Woods before. I actually think it might be Fantano. And I don't watch his content. I know you say you still keep up with him. But I heard about him way before I even did Vigilante Wings. I heard about him when I was still doing music the first time back in the early 10s. So I'm like, well, you know, because I did hear about a lot of parts. I'm trying to think of how do you hear about certain artists? Because, like, what is their path to getting heard? Because if there is something to be, you know, putting out material, there is something to be said about putting out material, developing and getting better, right? So I do have to do that. There's also something to be said about, like, just like, hey, man, I just want this music to be taken seriously because I did work hard on it and I do like it and I think it is good and I wish more people could hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, you know, if I can't get $1 off of it, cool. I got a job. May not be perfect, may not be rich, but I got a job. I'm blessed for that. I just want people to hear it and at least take it seriously as a released thing. Sometimes even like, I did submit to my, and they were positive. A couple of like live streams that will review your music. It wasn't nobody say, hey, this shit sucks, but it just still was. They listened to it as if, oh well, if you change this and change that, and it's like, well, no, this is the finished thing. This is the thing. It's finished. It's serious. I even if you don't like a song, if somebody who you consider as a normal artist releases something, no one says, oh, they should change this and they should change that. They may say, I don't fuck with this or I don't fuck with that. But no one's they treat it as if this is a finished product and this is a finished, legitimate release. That's I just want my music to be treated with that. He's been at it for a while. And Get Good is true. Because only the Get Good. And this week I gotta record a music video. I just gotta get over it. That I gotta get over. That. Now I have been semi-stalling. I don't know what the fuck ASCAP is doing. I am registered as a writer. My company's not registered as a publisher. I think I might have said this yesterday. And so I'm waiting on them to finally register me as a publisher so I can register my songs. Now my songs are, the ones I've released have been copywritten, but they are not registered to ASCAP or BMI yet, or internationally. So that's also like a, even though I do want to still promote it, it's like, should I put everything into something? I don't even have everything. I don't have every T crossed and every I dotted on because I'm waiting on whatever the fuck ASCAP's dealing with. So I may call them next week, figure that out. So yeah, I get it. This is just artists complaining. Nobody wants to hear artists complaining. Have you been online? Yeah, that's true. Like, you're right that people do complain about the smallest shit constantly. Yeah, of course, because I was mad that people were shitting on DJ Premier just a couple weeks ago. And everyone being so critical of his production. You know what I mean? So I do, you're right that critique spirit is also a huge part of modern online music discourse. There's something to be said about that. But I don't know. In my head, it comes from a different place, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me. It's a nuanced play, but you're right. You're not wrong. But it's a nuanced of even if there's a lot of people, and I'll use that as an example, which I do like Light Years. I like that project. Even if there's a lot of people who are critical of the production of that project, they still take it seriously in a way. Which obviously it's fucking Nas and DJ Premier, right? So maybe it's a bad example. Maybe if there was an independent project, it would get more. It would be a better example. But it's just something about. Now this is going to sound like very petty. How they complain. They're not complaining about me in the right way. I don't fucking know. And that's true too. It just hits different when your work is being criticized. And then some criticisms are like cool. Like somebody has said one of the shit's dated, but I didn't tell them that everything's like off of an 80s project. So I was like, yeah, it should sound dated. That's not a bug, that's a feature. But I sent them the one song that sounds a little bit more modern, Selena Kyle, because it has like 808s in it. So it's a little bit more, little less synth wavy, little more pop. So that's the one I sent to, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it sounds dated." Like, that's not I'll take it. You know what I mean? He said it was a 7. Then I was like, people have heard it. I sent it to all those fucking lists. One dude did put on his list. Yeah, they were pretty mild. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Could be worse. But it's also, like I said, I just want people to fucking hear it. I would like to, I wonder what thousands of people think. I wonder if I had 1,000 opinions on my music, I would have a lot more information, or maybe I would have less information, right? But I would love to know, well, what do 1,000 people of random different demographics think of this? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a sensitive, whiny artist. I apologize if that's what I'm being. But there does feel like, okay. But you know what? All I can do is release more music. Part of it also is the comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. There are people who release like 2 projects, 3 songs, and have like thousands and thousands of Spotify listeners. And it's like, what the fuck? And it pisses you off, and you're like, well, how the hell did you release 3 songs over 4 months and get, 10,000 monthly listeners? And it's like, I don't know. Some people are just going to, you got to live with that happening. That doesn't count for all the people who have 50 songs and 5 monthly listeners, right? You're right. Contrary to what the internet wants you to believe, there's no shortcuts to this shit. I mean, well, if you're willing to go to play in the baby oil, there is. Like, you keep joking, wear a dress. There's some shortcuts. I'm just not willing to take them. I'm not even willing to take the digital titty shortcut. Because I can't, all jokes aside, I can't do it, man. Porn be fucking people up. Porn be fucking people whole life up. There's people whole life fucked up off of porn. They can't get in relationships. They can't do shit. We talking about dick pills. There's people who dick don't work because they watch too much fucking porn. I don't want to add to that shit, bro. That wouldn't sit right with me. The money seems good, but I don't want to be somebody who does shit for money, right? There's these memes and they're jokes, but they're serious though. Where people say, "Oh man, if you could get 100,000, I don't even want to say this shit. This shit sounds so gay, but 100,000 per pump. How much would you take for money?" And it's like, dang, they trying to mass condition people, even men, to have the mind of a prostitute. They want to normalize the spirit of prostitution. That you could even be willing, that somebody could give you, you know what I mean, a certain amount of money. There is a price, but a lot of these men in these memes and in these shorts and whatnot, reels, whatever you want to call it, whatever platform, what they're disclosing is, yeah, there is a price for their butthole. Some people have a price for their butthole. And if somebody pays it, they're willing to give up the butthole, men and women. I'm just not one of those people. And I think even to be exploitive, using e-thoughts, using AI sex bots, as funny as it sounds, but to even do that is a slippery slope towards saying, well, I'm willing to subjugate my morals for money. So it's like, well, by how much? What's the limit on that? It's like, you know what? I'd rather not. I feel like I did too much subjugating my morals for money, even being a part of this quote unquote fandom. And nothing really happened. I don't want praise, but I do want money. I both, two things. I do enjoy doing it. I'm going to do it regardless. But I will be honest and say, yes, I want money, because my theory is I am better than other people who are already making money. And I feel in my heart of hearts I'm already better than people who are already making money. So I might as well try to make money too. And one day I'll do a studio tour. I've spent quite a bit of money already. Be nice to get anything towards a return on it. But I don't care about clout and praise per se. I do also, there's other things. There's like, I want to make something that's good enough to brighten somebody's day. Like I've listened to music, or I've had music that's like, oh man, just I was able to get through a tough moment because of XYZ album or song or artist. and I want to pay that forward musically if I have the capability of doing it. Maybe I don't, and I make 1 trillion songs and none of those songs could ever do that. That's fine, but if such a capability exists, I want to do it as many times as I possibly can. On top of, like I said, I want to make a great album. And again, not necessarily from a clout, just from a, like, yeah, I made this album. But yeah, money is a part. I do want to make money. I'm not money at all costs. But you said at least you're honest with yourself. Yeah, I got to be honest. You're right. I'm not going to say, oh, man, it's just for the art only. Yeah, that's going to be, the reality is, because of how rare it is to make money as a musician and as an artist and as a creative as a whole, that probably won't happen. That's the statistical reality. But in my, I don't know if ego is the right word, I know there are artists that are worse than me that have gotten paid. But the opposite is also true. There are artists that are better than me that haven't gotten paid, right? That's also true. So, and like I said, I'm going to do it anyway. That's another thing. That realization that I'm going to make music anyway, and that, like, people release it. And actually having there's something cool. As much as Spotify gets this hate, and it's rightfully deserved, Spotify is the same release platform that all major things release. And it's cool. Like, I'm an official artist now. That's cool. And I want to add more to that. I'm an official artist with 50 albums, 50 projects. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? So there's a bunch of reasons. It's not just one, but money's one of them. I got to make videos. Yes. The answer to that question has to be yes. I think that's, as much as I'm complaining, I think if I haven't made more videos, I might be further along. If I had more music videos. I'm gonna try to do music videos for both. I want to do a green. I have the ability to do a green screen video. I've just been lazy. I did the one for the remix of that one guy's song, which that was not really helpful at all. I put more work to somebody else's remix. They didn't even acknowledge me. So that was not helpful at all. But it showed me I could at least do it. I could do a green screen performance and use my camcorder, and it had a look. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for, and I'm also going to just use the camcorder. There's so many abandoned parking lots, or just parking lots that nobody's using at the time, and so I just got to do a video in one of these parking lots. Okay, yeah, I'll take an example. So I need to do multiple videos. If I get the nerve, I'll do multiple videos this week. And so, because I have a legitimate camcorder, and I have what are these things called? I got multiple of them, but what is so I can digitize it. I have the ability to digitize. I forgot what these things are fucking called. Jesus Christ. My brain is fried. I've been on stream 4 hours, guys. 3 hours. Is it 3? I'm adding to it. It's 3 hours. But yeah. Low budget, but they made it look good. And then I have my phone. People have made videos with their phones.
We're challenging the standard of what comes standard. With the next generation GMC Terrain Elevation.
Get this low mileage lease on this 2026 GMC Terrain Elevation for around $279 per month.
And I got a tripod.
Vive Healthcare, changing the way
yeah, eventually
HIV
I'm gonna.
is seen.
Okay, I'm just gonna get this shit. Eventually I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get the the ad blocker for this shit. Okay, can I skip this? Sheesh. All right, let's just watch it together and hope for the best. All right, and this is Sniff, Kaniva, Hush One, Drop.
I'm eating sashimi, I'm with Lotus in this bitch. I need the power nap, so we smoked upon the fifth. Back in the day we had blurry mornings, overdid traction off. Got scraggy in the snow so we could drift. Running out of buds, we gave the Nokia a ring. He married to the game, he gave the Nokia a ring. We carried cash to whips for the potent in the cling. Damn me, can't drop it, arms broken in the sling. Aki, start it up, done, we're heading over here sadly. Blues were lurking, so he's ghosting from the crib. Can he ping a bro so we can load upon the ish? I mean, back at yard, we utopia, the crib happy. Faded out, green screen my visions for longer nights when the home side didn't score. Played the field but didn't get to kick a ball. Lose a brag, lay down to pick up four.
Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Give me some more, ready to die, cause I live by the sword.
Got me bouncing off the walls, not answering my calls. Nah, I ain't having that at all. Climb up the mountain, slip then I fall. Take a draw for the sport, my plug-in playing ball. One shot, I'm coming for it all. See you at the top, I don't know how you got the goal. And I've been chatting since I crawled, but nowadays I don't rap, it's like I hit a wall. I came in peace, but I left at war. You left head first through the exit door. Less is more, that's a metaphor. I got a 10, you only metaphor. You should find yourself a better score. Brick to the face, now I'm Yeezy with a metal jaw. Past the date like best before. Blood, sweat and all, now you get ignored. Press record.
Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Kicked in the door, lift up your jaw, gripped up your draw, now it slips by the shore. Give me some more, ready to die, cause I live by the sword.
Pretty cold. Pretty cold. Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, that's like you can do a lot with your phone, especially those who are a little bit more inclined. That's from a few years ago. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I have a camcorder, and where I was looking for was capture card. I have a camcorder specific. No, we're not doing more ads. I have a camcorder specific capture card. The chords, everything. I you know, that's how I did the this. I can show y'all this. I mean, I think I already showed y'all this. This video I did. Is it a video or yeah? I did a video and a short. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to show y'all this side. Whatever. But this shit I did. Because he had his look already. I'm like, man, I got a camcorder. So I did a little remix. As y'all see, did well. 22. But yeah, that's just me in my living room with a green screen using the camcorder, and then just adding like a bunch of janky shit. But it's also kind of still like a link to the.
Put my all in my passions. I'm great and decent. No criminal records. I stayed away from the precinct.
I did this around the same time I did the I could play it again. I'll play it on verse. I did this around the same time I did the other thing where I did the visualizer, so it was like a lot of similar footage. Old vintage Detroit and Houston footage. I'll play the verse and shut up. And this is, you know, super ghetto, but that was almost, you know, the idea, right?
Put my all in my passions. I'm great and decent. No criminal records. I stayed away from the precinct. Not perfect. A plant got me higher than an astronaut. Made it from a slum village working, but I rap a lot. Detroit to Houston, and between Charlotte too. Difference between what you shouldn't and you ought to do. If you find love, make sure they offer you. Don't run the government's plays. Call an audible, watch what they offer you. Hustle got ninjas killed. White girl, body brothers like Emmett Till. gangs like the Klan, feel like it isn't real. Still, it's more to a city than people getting killed. Shouldn't love these cities, but I love these cities. Plenty of reasons fill a city with demons, but it's angels in the city. What you mean you can't see them? You gotta look.
So yeah, I have no film presence, man. I have no fucking film presence. And I didn't mean to cut off Kyle Bethel's hook. Shout out to Kyle Bethel. He didn't take it down, so I gotta give him credit for that. He may not acknowledge me. He also didn't take it down, so I gotta take the good and the bad. So I have no film presence or no like being on camera. Don't like to be on camera. I gotta get over that. I gotta get over that some way, somehow. Some people are just better at it. I just oh God, I hate it. That's why I don't do a lot of these streams on camera. Dark, gritty shadows type shit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the plan was to use, like I said, a lot of empty parking lots and use like street lights and shit as the lighting. And then, like I said, I was also going to do a similar video to that, though I wanted to look a little bit different, if that makes sense. Like it does, like that doesn't show my whole body because I don't have enough room to zoom out all enough to get everything. It's just like there's no, and to light it properly because I was lighting the green screen, and so I got to give it space. And I was lighting myself to differentiate from the green screen. What I really honestly need is something, you know, with all this digital technology that does the green screen effect without me having to use a green screen, if that makes sense. That could just take me out of take the background out. And I'm sure something like that exists. My issue is I've been too scared to do test footage. I'm explaining my anxiety with you. I just complained, how come nobody likes me? This is why nobody likes me, because nobody knows what the fuck I am, because I have these anxieties about recording myself. At least I'm being honest, though. That's that, you know. You guys are the A&Rs. If this ever does blow up, you guys were there at the ground floor. So the issue is I got too much anxiety recording myself. So that's the core issue. Go to Gotham Streets. Yeah, and it's funny. I've scoped out a lot of spots that aren't even that far from me. You could just go. I mean, it's so many spots, especially at night. I am a little bit worried about the fuzz, though. But at the same time, most of these songs are only 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And parking lots, sitting parking lots. I mean, I wait longer in parking lots to get weed. You know what I'm saying? They don't harass. I don't get harassed. Even when they there. Which is crazy, but shit. Yo, so if they ain't gonna harass me then, why? Like, and I'm not even joking or exaggerating. That happened once. They was there, just like, all right, you know, just left. Just got my stuff and left. Like they wouldn't pay no attention to us. So it's like, well, then maybe they're not gonna pay attention to you with your tripod set up, rapping in a mask. Now I could do the thing where I don't have to always wear the mask, right? I can always blur it out, darken all that stuff. That's also a thing for sure. I just got a gorilla do it and do it. I ain't even got a song. Hopefully I can record it. Hopefully I will record it this weekend. And then it's like, just gorilla do it. Just fuck it. Just go live. Go to 5-10 different places. If that, you don't really need that much. You can do 3 or 4. But shoot, because you could do multiple shots per place, right? You can either go to one place. And I'm not doing nothing crazy. You remember, shit, what was that video that Alchemist, did it have Big Hit? It's an Alchemist video, and they're just at a park. You can tell they're just at a park at night. So, you know what I mean? It ain't rocket science. I got so much. I can't put into words how nervous I was to do that. Y'all could probably see, even with the mask. Just, okay, Timothy Chalamet. We get it. Hollywood picked you did all the baby oil stuff you were supposed to do. Hollywood's picked you. Because it's not because he's that good of an actor. You know what? This is a whole different discussion. I am not a movie buff. I'm not this film aficionado. But it does seem like the standard for what good acting is has greatly changed, right? And maybe a lot of this is me thinking of what's his name. Apparently, a lot of people were mad, and there's a lot of reasons to be mad or feel what's his name's weird. What is this guy's name? I can't think. Tarantino, right? Okay, there's a lot of reasons you made. You know, the young girl stuff, the foot stuff. He's got some weird stuff about him. But he said something about Paul Dano, and people were acting like Paul Dano's some great actor. Paul Dano is just a weirdo, bro. He plays these weird, creepy characters, but he's just a weirdo, bro. He's not good. I'm sorry. I'm not just saying that he's just for the Riddler. He's just not that good. And to me, maybe I just haven't seen the movie, but it just seems like, I don't know. He seems like kind of just I'm weird and I'm just weird. I don't know. He wasn't worth. To me, he wasn't worth crying over. Like he's not like what's my man Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace. He's not like somebody like that. Like, come on, man. Or like there's some guys who could really act. I'm not a movie buff. There's some guys who could really fucking act. Yeah, he's not on that level. Not that guy, pal. All right, I'm talking shit. Let's check out Sniff Kneva. Am I pronouncing it as a Kneva or Kneva? And Hush won with The Remedy. And the technical side gets better, acting and writing gets worse, yeah. I would say the acting is not, or I would say even the technical side is not as good. I think it's getting worse too. But that not was said. Let's check this out. Notwithstanding.
Yo, you fighting the boss. I ain't rhyming for rhyme's sake. I rhyme for the guap. Money. Tick, tick, eyes on the clock. I got the slick Rick eye patch. The style is a lot. Gamble the ice on my watch. On the dice game. And now I'm frightened to watch. Had a meteoric rise to the top. Might get it cracking with the pipe and the rock. Joking. What? I'm still sniffing drugs, never likely to stop. Got your wife shining my top. Yo, told you I'm a boss, I'll probably die on the block. Who are you? I am the pops. Went casino with Sly, dropped 9 on the slots. Low life, I don't buy from the shops. Go hide on the block, I'm a boss, like it or not.
Sure, charge it. Yeah. We used to get a special meal by the arches. Me and my Aki and the Merc double parked it and turned your sunny day to overcast when we sparked it. Your legacy is tarnished. Yeah, you done lost your buzz like you Amish. She used the mouth while I hit the starfish. It's just a shame that she's into all that star shit. But these blue planets got me hyperactive. So I smoked a moon rock, it made me slightly anxious. You guys wanna hear the truth but don't like the answers. Lighter stanzas, you should leave the mic abandoned. Light the lantern and stroll across the marshes. Yeah, I'm getting dank strange straight from the farmers. I link Figgy by the harbour. Ralphie Joust, Tommy Hilfiger armor.
This is even better example of doing more with less. This is cool. And there are, like you said, there are videos for it. I kind of got, man, that's why I was talking about cameras, watching stuff on cinematography. And I do have like this is like an older camera, but it can shoot it had this, somebody put an OS for us who can shoot in a higher resolution. But I never did too much with it. It can only shoot for so long. But, cinematography is its own art. I would love to know more about it. I would love to, I mean, yeah, you could always pay a guy. But I would love to just actually be able to do it. I just think it's a cool, I think I'm a creative. I think I'm creative, right? So I just stuff like that. Like, man, they're from Liverpool. Shout out to Liverpool. I was looking up. I've never heard of Blob Records. I'm subbing to them because I do fuck with the music as well. Never heard of Blob Records. Shout out to Blob Records. Shout out fellow independent. That's nothing. I created a label, man. That you talk about money, man. There's an LLC. I'm gonna have to pay taxes on this shit. I gotta make money. I am obligated by the shareholders, me, to make money now, man. This gotta happen. That was a when I did that, that meant commerce was a part of it. And being a commercial entity was a part of it. But yeah, I do get what you mean. You have communicated your point. That you don't need much. You just need to be creative. And again, I got everything. I got like I said, I got a phone. That's actually one of the better ones to record anyway. And I got a camcorder. And I got tripods. And I got adapters for both. And I got an extra battery for the camcorder. And I got what is it for the phone? The oh my gosh, for the lens. It's not the diffuser. I got an attachment for my phone to be a lens. I can't think of the word because my brain is mush. I've been 3 hours streaming. And I want to say diffuser, but it's not that. And it's not an adapter. It's a lens. I can't think. Not an adapter. Shit. It's for the color. It's like a color. It's like oh Jesus. It's not a color filter, but it's like that, but it's I can't think of what the fuck it's called. It's a filter, it's like that, but there's a specific word. It's a specific type of filter, and I forgot what the word is that you use as a default. And I'll remember it after, or I'll check my fucking Amazon to just look for it. And that's what it is. I can't fucking think. But polarizer, thank goodness. Yes. That's what it is. Jesus Christ, thank you. Or is it an ND filter? It's one of those. I think polarizer, though, is what I termed it as. Yes. I think it's a polarizer. I'm 90% polarizer. Polarizer feels right. So I have that. Like I said, I gotta get over it. I gotta stop being so fucking agoraphobic and stop being so just nervous about being recorded. I don't know. I'm very nervous about being recorded. And I don't know why. I just am. That's why I don't have a lot of pictures. I don't know if I just have in my, they used to have those old myths about cameras, like it steals some of your soul and your spirit and shit. I don't know if that's true. ND, you can use shallow depth of field, and that's all the rage is the shallow depth of field. Oh, that's right. You gotta you know more about this shit than me. You have a background with the I forgot it was television. I know it's something with the camera work. Polarizer is more for reflections. ND, you use shallow depth of field. I think what I have is a polarizer. That's what I think I have. Did dabble. Yeah, I could check. I can check. I think I'm 90% sure what I have is a polarizer for my phone. Like I said, I got a camcorder to have that. The plan was actually to maybe use the camcorder a little bit, just because that's a kind of an inside, and it's a in fashion look, and people use different digital filters to try to recreate it. It's cool whenever you can just use the authentic out of camera, just plug the red and yellow into a red and yellow USB and get the authentic out of camera thing and edit that. That's kind of what I want. So we'll see. I just gotta, maybe Monday, just you know what? I'm just gonna go to a few places, shoot. You know what I mean? shoot footage, edit it together with the song. Don't like it, shoot more footage. And just go from there. And just do that till I get the first video done like that. Like I said, there was a green for one of the Synthwaves songs. I want to do there's a specific green screen because there's a specific outfit I want to wear, and I do want to like add different stuff. Planning I'll scout. Yeah, I can do that. I could probably scout this weekend and just pick a few places and just do it. Do it and stop being just. I don't know. I get nervous. I get nervous. I just get nervous being on camera. I just gotta get over it. I mean, I've been on camera many times with YouTube, so why be nervous now, right? Why be nervous now? But I do want people to hear the album because man, I got some fucking bars, bro. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to say I'm the nicest MC ever, but I'm like, man, I got some of this shit. Yeah, the more you do. I was nervous when I first did this. Shout out to Slasher McSplitter. And shout out to, was it 5 years ago? I don't know if you had even been here yet, Century. I did a Christmas stream. It was the end of Christmas, the first year on. I started in 2020. Slasher McSplitter just came on with me, which I didn't even know him that well at that time. And we streamed for like 6 or 7 hours. And after that, I didn't get nervous streaming. I mean, I say that I still get I get nervous now. But a lot of the nervous, like the main nervousness, like too nervous to do it, that stopped. And it's like, okay, it became a lot easier after that. That's just 6 hours of having to talk shit just broke me out of it. So I just got to do it more. I just got to do it and then do it again and then do it again. And then by the time you're doing it enough times, it's just a thing. So you're right. You're right. I appreciate it. I wish I could pay you for your A&R work. Speaking of A&Rs, have you heard of what is this shit called Panda Chop? It's like DJ Vlad for independent rap is the best way to explain it. They got all these interviews with all these people who I guess they work with different hip hop artists, and some of these people I did not recognize. I recognize the person they're talking about. I'll show what I'm talking about. And then we'll probably want to get out of here since it's just me and you. But it shows us there's 5 or 6 people lurking, so thank you for lurking. You're right, not everything's about money. Like I said, I got LLC, so I got to at least have something coming in. It ain't got to be, it don't need to be profitable, right? It's almost not the end of the world if it ain't, right? Shout out to write-offs. So, but some money has to transfer. We'll see. I got to talk to an accountant next year, which I will do. But yeah, it's this fucking site. This fucking, I don't know when, I'm sure they've been around for a while, but over the past few weeks, I've become aware of them. You see, I've seen some of it. Shout out to my man John Connor from Flint. They had some interviews with him, Marv One, M80s, I don't know who this Diabolic guy is, but they got a lot of videos with him. I had never heard of M80 either. I knew Marv One, and I guess one's from Detroit. I didn't know he goes to work for Dr. Dre. John Connor from Flint, so yeah, I guess they both Michigan rappers. I wouldn't know him. I know of Apathy. I didn't listen to a lot of his music when he was back in the day. But I don't know. I just saw this and thought maybe you might be in. It's called Panda Chop. Like I said, it's kind of Vlad-ish, but it not that they're as bad as Vlad, but it seems to be a little bit more. I don't know if independent is even the right word, right? Because Cannabis and Wu-Tang and some of these artists obviously were not independent. They were on labels, but you know what I mean. No idea what that is. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just DJ Vlad for, I don't want to say backpacker. DJ Vlad for a certain type of hip-hop. For independence-esque hip-hop. For people who may have had a physical copy of a Raucous Records release. It's more culture-oriented, yeah. That's why it's like I said, it's not as bullshitty as Vlad. It's not as fake as Vlad, right? But I figure you can check it out because it's got some interesting interviews. Like I said, there's certain. I don't want to just say independent hip hop. Like I said, if you owned a physical copy of a Rawkus record album at one point, you probably would be interested in some of these interviews. That's the criteria. And you seem like somebody who may have, or at least had burnt a CD with Rawkus Records music on it. Not that they're even the subject, but I just feel like people who like Rawkus were Cannabis fans back then, or were fans of Wu-Tang, or went on to become fans of John Connor, or went on, you know what I mean? It's a certain type of hip-hop. I don't know how to describe it because independent is not quite the word either. And I don't want to say backpackery. I don't want to say lyrical. I don't want to say real hip-hop. Of course, you had it, right? Yeah. Because, a lot of people did, so that's what I mean. If you did, you probably like XYZ artists. If you had any one of those compilations or any one of the albums they produced, and at that time. Yep, Open Mike Eagle does have a channel too. Yep. Speaking of, if you know who Open Mike Eagle was, now I think his channel's done pretty well. So I'm sure there are people who only know him for the channel. But if you knew who he was before he had a channel, you might like this channel. You know what I'm saying? If you knew who Company Flow was, you might like this channel. If you were into certain type of hip hop, you might like this channel. That type of, that's what I'm trying to sell. You know. And shit, man, if I could have a career like Open Mike Eagle as an artist, I would feel like the shit. I don't need to be like this big guy. And I'm not trying to say he's not a big artist. I mean, he did his thing. He still does his thing, right? I'm not knocking him. It's not. This is a aspirational thing. Shit, I still listen to Cannabis, right? If I could, and that's another thing. I want to make music that fucking good. That it's not just money. It's like I want to make something that 10, 20, 30 years ago go by, and the motherfuckers that fuck with it still fuck with it. It's still hard. You know what actually made me feel this way too? I made an album. What was it? Like 10, 12 years ago. And my cousin says he still listens to it. That meant a lot to me. Shout out. I didn't even tell him about this though. Shout out to my cuz. He still had, and we went to a family function since the pandemic. He still had the tracks. He said he even sent some of them to me. And I meant to make sure there was no naming things, edit it out and sent it. So I was like, oh man. And obviously he's family, but it also meant like, oh man. Thank you for still listening to my music. That means so much to me. Right? That was so cool. I was just like, oh my, I was shocked. And it was like, man, I'm kind of greedy for that feeling of man. I shouldn't have. That's the truth. I should have never stopped. I should have never. That's another thing. I should already be like 10, 20 projects deep. Even after stopping, even when I wanted to restart, it took me too long to restart VigilanteWilliamson. I took too long. And then I bullshitted as a YouTuber, which I like doing YouTube. I'm doing it now, right? But I did too much of that, and it's like, man, I should already be a couple albums deep. And now I feel there's also, I'm talking. Shout out to you you're a good A&R, bro. Just listening. I had stopped. The real reason I stopped is because the music at the time I was making was too fucking personal. I didn't know how to I didn't even want people to hear it because it was too personal. And though I think some of it was good, I wish I just didn't make that. I wish I just didn't go that far into talking about depression and all that shit. That's all the album was about. And so I felt kind of embarrassed doing so. And then I before that, I did like a bunch of mixtapes and just whatever. I did a mixtape with my friends. I released solo like mixtapes with different beats. But I did that, and I mean, there's elements that are personal now, but I feel like they're not like, I don't know. And I'm not saying I will never go there. I will never go to the whole album though. I was there the whole album, so like one song. There's still some cool. The intro to that shit I made, that shit is still fire, honestly. I might have said my name in it at some point, but I thought that shit was fire. It's the mixes suck because I did the mixing myself, but I still like the production in the verse. I really like the intro to that shit. And I thought the outro was cool. And ironically enough, the outro was a drumless loop, even back then. I made this shit like 2012, 2013. There's some cool records on that shit. There's some cool records on it, but it was just a hair too much. And then that made me down. And I had other shit going on. And I just thought, and you know what? I also was at a weird point with hip hop where I stopped listening to a lot of it. I was still listening to independent stuff, which I already did, but I just stopped listening to a lot of it. And then I was doing music with other people, and that kind of felt obligatory. There was a lot of stuff, and it's just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a music guy anymore. And I sold a lot of equipment. Not all. There's still one piece that's a carryover from there. But most of it I sold, and just like, this is I didn't realize that I was going to do it my whole life. I didn't realize I was going to care again. I thought, even though to that point I have done it for a long enough time, 7, 8, 10, whatever it was, years. So I was like, we're really talking about 2014. I quit totally, and even honestly, I had recorded the album mainly in 2012, and then I didn't know about Fiverr or know about getting it freelance mixed or nothing, and so I tried to mix it myself, and I just didn't want to mix it for like a year almost. So I had really quit in 2012 after I was done with it. And then I didn't feel like writing anything. I didn't feel like making any beats. I didn't feel like mixing it. I eventually did a shitty mix, put it out. Of course, nobody really cared, and then I didn't really care, and I was just like, In a few months, I said, I'm done, and I started selling shit. And then cut to 2016, 2017, I'm in Charlotte, and I listened to an LCD Sound System song. It just happens to be on the fucking gym radio, of all places. I know jokes about gym. And Anytime Fitness in Pineville. That's exactly where it was. They play I Can Change. Yeah, if whining about Disney bought me here is a blessing in disguise, right? It's worthwhile. I heard I Can Change, and then I got back into LCD Sound System. Like something crazy. And then, not too long after, that's when they, it didn't hurt that was like around their comeback too. So they had new music. And then I got in love with equipment again. And then I'm like, I'm going to re-download Reaper. And I was already building a gaming PC anyway. I'm like, well, if it can do gaming, it can do music. And so then I got into making beats again. And making music again. But I was, there's a lot of shit that never got released. I was just making music. A few years after that, I had the idea to be anonymous, because if the issue was, hey, if you're going to put this shit out, be anonymous. And then I kept procrastinating until, of course, Disney. Disney did bring me here. Disney, and this is why no matter what I say about Nerdrotic, there was they were canceling a lot of people. I think this is around the time. What's the guy that was with him? I want to say Noah. He had a there was this one guy, and they took away his advertising money. I can't think of his name. When it happened, Nerdrotic goes on stream and says, we need more creators. We need more people in this space. This turned out not to be true, infamously, but you need more creators in this space. And I'm not the only one, because Matt remembers that stream too. And I said, you know what? I have this VigilanteWilliamson idea. I've been wanting to do it. I'm just going to fucking do it. Everything's crazy. 2020 is crazy. What the fuck is going on in this world? I might as well do it. I might as well I said I did it. And I started. And here I am 5 years later, and now I was like, you know, now I'm finally getting around to doing music. I did the one song you guys remember a few years ago, and I don't know what I was spitting like a motherfucker. I'm about to play that. It's only a few of y'all. I thought I was spitting like a motherfucker on this, and I don't know what got into me that day. It wasn't my beat. It's Jay Marvelous' beat. He doesn't remember selling it to me, I don't think. I don't even know if it's how I'm going to find it. I named it like Dewey or something stupid, but it's just really me spitting off of that beat. I love that beat too. I don't even know if he sold it. You know, I ain't tripping on it like that either. Because it's like, whatever, man. I'm not going to probably do nothing with it anyway, so I'm not about to pressure nobody to, oh, this is official. And this is cool. But I thought I was fucking spitting on this bitch. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like, I forgot I could even spit like this. Like, what the fuck? Where can I find this shit? Is it? Was it? Oh, what did I do with it? I know I got it on my SoundCloud, so I could just check my SoundCloud. I'm trying to find it on YouTube, though. Maybe it was 2021. These videos. Sorry, I'm looking. I mean, I guess I can show y'all. I'm just scrolling through my past, trying to find. Here it is. This song. Oh yeah, because they don't show no commercials for me. Oh, this is unlisted. I unlisted this. I didn't realize that. But this is just this shit I did a couple years ago, or 4 years ago.
VigilanteWilliamson here. With Jay Marvelous on the track, man. You living up to your namesake. This beat is marvelous, man. Wowzers. Coming live from the apocalypse before the cataclysm, cycling through this bondage's coping mechanisms. In what way will I make myself sick today? Crippled from my weight, but I'm still ordering Chick-fil-A, trying to read the scriptures more and not forget to pray. Don't take for granted the breath of life that you get today. Even if you suicidal as shit today, it's a way as I get lifted to sit in place. We all running a different race at a different pace. Never had success, but if I get a taste, I'ma just chill. That's being real. Make sure the fam never need for a meal. On the straight and narrow for the green. Stephen Mill, nowhere want a meal. No need for a bill, but still, my people Leonardo Raphael, teenage mutant ninjas out here catching shells. Splinter away from rats, lest ye catch a L. Super shred your head up, people diesel when they fed up. Land of the Wolverines, Logans run away from hell. Sinister magicians got the world in the spell. The same demons who overprice entrails. Lobster like escargot, it snails until there's intel. For stem cells, for incels, OnlyFans will always boom incels. The line between love and hate is a thin veil. Tried to crack the code, but got off track with rails. Had the view for JavaScript, but not what it entails. For more than Twitter pictures and event sales from the so-called woke. Why I'm still broke. Lies would be tragic if it wasn't such a joke. Only one a black man dead, gay or selling dope. I'm doing the latter with beats and rhymes. Who wants smoke? Kicking the door, waving the Rick Mahorn on the system. Viggy Smalls, a bad boy, should be playing for the Pistons. Comparing me to rappers and saying that they spitting is like praying to Satan and saying you a Christian. Are you kidding? My flow is like a saying Armageddon. Classic like Genesis, so say it's the beginning. I would keep going, but the beat cut off in 5. No. 3, 2, 1.
Alright. I think I was spitting on that shit. I don't give a fuck. I think I was spitting on that shit. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that beat crazy. Jay Marvel's got a bunch of crazy samples. He got a bunch of crazy beats. Now he just do YouTube. It look like exclusively. But I don't give a fuck what nobody tell. I was spitting, and I don't care if you're. So That's why. This is why I'm doing two genres. Like honestly, I really do love synthwave, man. I've been listening to that more than anything. And I love the '80s. I've always loved the '80s. I came up on Prince. I came up on Cameo. I came up on Funkadelic. All that shit is why that was the shit that my family played. So, but in my head, that's a little bit more commercial viable. Shit, the biggest song of this generation, believe it or not, is a synthwave song, "Blinded by the Light" by Weeknd. Like, ooh, I'm blinded by the light. That's the most streamed song ever. So, and that was really a synth pop, synth wave type thing. So it's like, in my head, the verse rap, the raps, it's probably, watch the opposite happen, right? But in my head, the rap shit, especially the way I do shit, is like for me, and the synth pop shit is a little bit more of me trying to be commercial but still be true to myself. But man, I went off on that shit, especially at the end, man. The first few parts, I'm just kind of writing. And I don't know why. All my verses take a while to get going. I'm trying to change that, but it's just like, man, when that shit's, I'm going, man, I feel like I was spitting. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that shit is. Yeah. Funkadelic and Kraftwerk. Funkadelic and Kraftwerk I listened to a lot, too, as a kid, too. Especially a lot of remixed Kraftwerk, too. I don't know. I think that's maybe just being from Detroit. You just happen, especially being from Detroit and being old enough to be in the 90s as a kid, 90s and early 2000s as a kid, and you just hear that shit on the radio enough. And you just hear that shit just out and about. You know what I'm saying? It was a part. I didn't even realize till I was older that it was only here. Like, all the radio stations would just start playing this. We didn't even call it like ghetto tech or nothing. It was just club music or whatever, party music. It was like no real, I didn't know of a genre until late. Again, I was a grown man. They was like, oh yeah, this is ghetto tech and this is, but you know, and some of that shit, you know, has gotten more popular, more, you know, that Back Up Off Me, yeah, and all that, all those different tracks. But yeah, that shit, you know, it's just part of. You just couldn't not hear that shit. I don't know, you know. It's like I said, new people who jit, did all that shit. I couldn't dance. Like I said, I'm shy and shit. But yeah, I was spitting. So it's a lot of bars on this project coming up. You know, I got 5 of the tracks written. I try to at least start on 6. He coined the term techno. We might have sometimes called it techno before we would call it like all this other shit. Even though techno, you know, now kind of has a ubiquitous 4 to the floor sound. But shout out to Juan Atkins. Shout out to everybody, man. Belleville 3. Shout out to all the different DJ Godfather. Just trying to think of people I know in the space. Oh shit, my cousin met a few times. I think someone I knew, Carl Cox. I knew Rod. So yeah, shout out to Detroit, man. And on that bombshell, 3.5 hours in, it's time to end. I think it's time to end. It's been cool, man. Thank you for being here. I always enjoy when you can be here and I can have some music discussion. Thanks for listening to me whine, be a whiny artist. But you know, I also reveal more of the origin story. That's why, yeah, electro and techno. Yeah, that is, we would never say electro, ever. Just like we wouldn't say soda, we say pop. I don't know why. It just wouldn't. I would never hear the term like maybe now, because it's been, you know, generations since. I'm old now. And shit, haven't even lived in Michigan for 10 years. Is it 10? Yep, it's 10. Yeah, it's 10. It was 2015. 2015 when I left Michigan. I've been in the South for 10 years. Between Charlotte and Houston. But on that bombshell, to quote Top Gear, which I've been quoting the whole fucking time, which I don't know if everybody knows, at almost 4 hours, it's cool to stream for a while, man. So thank you all who listened to this, because there was a lot of listeners, about 5 or 6 people in the chat just listening. I seen Rowan show up, just listening. Can I run the gas? I didn't read that, but it's true. The gas is slowed down some, but there's still stuff I want. In any event, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged, you share and subscribe. Please do the same. Do that. And even if you're not able to do any of these things, what I'm trying to say, Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I will talk to all you guys later, probably Sunday, maybe Saturday. Maybe we sneak a Synthwave Saturday night and on the main channel. Maybe I go back to the music channel. I also want to get right with that. All right, I'll talk to all you. Good night, you slurs. Shout out to Rowan, Sentient, everybody who showed up. You all showed up. Courtney, Fizz, Richard, everybody. Y'all are dope. Peace.